What's up?
My screen screwed up. There we go. We got editing for a reason.
It's a good start.
All right, guys, it's Venom here. Welcome to Word Spoken with Venom. I'm your host, Venom Gaming, and to my left, we have none other than the very voluptuous, sexy Thrash 94 Gaming. Thrash, welcome to the podcast.
It's my favorite intro ever. I love it. How's it going, man?
I am absolutely exhausted, but that's the life of being a parent.
Yes, sir. How did I know?
Oh, took Michael to the Red Wings game last night, and Michael's feet don't touch the floor. So the person in front of us, who's also a season ticket holder, just like ourselves,
right,
started complaining because when something would happen crazy, Mike would jump up and end up kicking the back of the seat by mistake.
Oh, boo-hoo.
And like, we're going to guest services about you. Like, okay, that's fine.
Oh, man. You gotta love people.
Oh, you know what? I just handled it. I'm like, apologize, get it over with. Be done
Right,
with it.
yeah.
And I haven't heard anything from guest services because I'm ticket holder for whatever. It's a kid. Get over
Yeah,
it,
I feel you. Yeah.
Oh, man. But this is the very first episode. I'm happy to have you here as the very first guest, man. It's much appreciated that you agreed to come on.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anything for you. Whatever you need. What I'm here for.
So, as we said, we got Thrash here with us, and he's been making a lot of changes recently.
I have.
Now you're getting into voice acting.
I want to, yeah. There's some things I want to do. I mean, can we say, like, I was gonna say I'm also doing some acting, but can we say what I've been doing is acting?
No, it's just more, they say acting is pretty much your personality on steroids.
Yeah, and what I've been doing with Accumulator Films has been something else, that's for sure.
I've seen some of the trailers and some of the video clips of some of the stuff that you've done. It's absolutely hilarious.
I am very excited. We have 1 week until the game actually launches, 1 week from today. So I'm very excited to see the final product because I haven't seen it yet. So
have they actually asked you to do more than just this one game, or is it going to be more?
So this is my second appearance in one of their games. The first one I did went over fairly well. So they had me do this one, which I have multiple roles in this game that I play. And yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you guys are familiar with Accumulator, like I'm hopefully the worst part of this game. I'm hoping that like I can make everyone cringe. So
you know, some of the clips that you have on Twitch are sometimes cringeworthy.
They are, yeah. Thing is, with me specifically, I like cringe humor. Like that's just like that's who I am. That's what I do. You know, I am cringy, and that's okay. You know, there's a lot of people who like that kind of stuff, but I know there's a lot of people who don't. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. I won't take it to heart. You know what I mean?
You know, that's the thing. Like everybody else has their own different types of personalities and different sense of humor. You've known me for almost 2 years now, almost.
Yeah.
I have a darker humor.
For sure.
But that comes with the way I grew up. I grew up within a fire department pretty much, and
yeah, so no, it makes sense though. Everyone has their own upbringing, and that's going to form, you know, their personality. And I had a very goofy like stepfather growing up. Like he was, me and him were like best friends basically. And I got a lot of my humor and a lot of my traits from him. So
I'm not going to go into details on this, but before and during my parents' divorce, I spent a lot of time at the firehouse with my dad.
Okay.
I spent nights there every once in a while. But when I was 12, we watched for the first time, I watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Blazing Saddles.
Nice. Okay. Well,
but that's watching with a bunch of other grown men just laughing our asses off. And, you know, it was definitely different growing up in a firehouse where it's all adults. They have no filters, but in a good way. It prepared me for what I'm doing now and what I
Right,
have done in
yeah.
the past.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, who knows where you would be and what you would have done and what you would do if it wasn't for that situation, right?
Oh, you know, our past shapes us,
Oh yeah.
and the people that we meet along the way help shape that, good and bad. And is your stepdad the reason why you've picked up like the broadcasting, the Twitch, just your personality wise?
Great question because I have no idea why.
You just like,
Um,
okay, let's spin the wheel and I am going to be a Twitch streamer.
yeah. So oddly enough, so the reason I became a YouTuber in the first place and like got into this is because my wife Rebecca at the time, she was in school. She was going to school in a different city, so she would only be home 2 days a week. So for the other 5 days, I was like, "What the fuck am I gonna do? What do I just sit around doing nothing?" And I was a big fan of Rooster Teeth at the time, the at the YouTube channel and all the guys there, and I watched a lot of different streamers and YouTubers. I was like, I could do this, like why not? So I just started uploading, and it took off fairly quickly actually, and I got very lucky. But as to why I have the personality I do, I mean, it could be a bunch of different things. It could be because I was watching South Park at the age of 7. Um, yeah, it could definitely have something to do with that, or the Trailer Park Boys. I was watching at a very young age as well. Yeah,
Eh, Here's the thing, parents are so strict on what their kids can watch now compared,
yes.
because I let Michael watch Batman the Animated Series.
Okay, yep.
That's something we grew up with. People see it as too dark or too
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
violent.
I have like young nieces and nephews, and I can tell you right now, like some of the stuff that they watch is like think Cocomelon, like that super happy baby shark BS. And if it's not like that, they can't watch it. And it's like, all right, like that's a little extreme here. Like put
And
on like I don't know. What did we watch when we were kids that like even Scooby Doo, I feel like Scooby Doo, like if this were to be put on in front of kids nowadays, it'd be too much.
especially with the heavy references towards being potheads and
Well,
always them
yeah.
being hungry. But here's the thing with now is that you can't, the movies that we watched that were rated R on TV showed everything.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like they just cut. There's
Mhm.
a theatrical version, there's a extended version, there's a TV version. It's like
Yep.
it's
Oh, for sure. I remember so this is not children friendly, this movie. You're going to know that from the name of the movie. It's called Sex Drive. Great movie, all right? It really is. It's a hilarious movie about some kid who gets catfished online and he drives like a million miles to go meet this girl, and it's hilarious. It's a really funny movie. Think similar to like an American Pie style movie. Well, I watched it a few times as a kid and I always thought it was really funny. And yeah, there was some nudity and some swearing, but it was never, anything outrageous. I remember downloaded the movie on I want to say it was Pirate Bay or
Oh
anything like
God.
that back in the day. Yeah.
Now you're
And
carbon dating us, sir.
well, that's because we're old,
You haven't
but
hit your 30s yet. You're getting close though.
I'm getting there. Yeah. But yeah, so I downloaded the movie not knowing that this was like the unrated edition. And I'm like, okay, so I put it on and I didn't know this, but there's a special unrated edition of the movie Sex Drive where they purposely make fun of unrated editions. So like there will just be like a normal scene, like just normal stuff. They're talking in a mall. He's wearing a donut costume or something, and everything's normal. And then a man with a giant penis will just walk across the screen. They won't acknowledge it. It's like it was put in post editing. They just put in random shit in this movie to make fun of the fact that it was unrated, and I didn't know that. So halfway through the movie, I was very concerned for what I was watching.
So I don't know if you remember when, I believe it was the late 1990s that the American Pies came out.
Yep.
I
Some of
remember
my favorite
watching
films.
I remember watching those when they first came out on DVD.
I have them on DVD. I still have the DVDs to my left.
I don't. We have DVDs upstairs, but I got books down here with me because if I'm not recording or streaming something, I'm reading a book down here in front of the TV that's in the basement.
See, like that's smart. Like I don't know how to read, so.
Oh, that's this now generation where they don't know how to read very well.
Correct. I don't know what reading is. I don't know how to do math, but hey, I can definitely carry a podcast. You can ask Henrique about that one.
Shots fired across the bow, man. Damn. I was gonna leave that alone.
Oh, it's fine.
He probably won't even watch it anyways. Like, oh, it's this Venom douche. Who cares?
No, it's fine. We'll clip that specific part and send it to him just so that way he hears it.
You know, I remember I went over to his stream a few times and actually talked the trash for you and put quotations and then from Thrash. Like, why the hell is he sending that kind of saying that shit on his stream about me?
Right. Well, it's true, all right?
He gets so worked up so easily, but it's funny watching him. It makes it more.
That's the thing, right?
That's the thing with
Like,
him. It's his personality.
Yeah, he gets worked up, and it's like, dude, you're getting really worked up. And then it's like, okay, let's make it even worse. Let's go. Let's make it fun, you know? So.
Especially during your guys' podcast that you would do, even though there's like a, 12-week gap in between episodes because he just didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't want to. I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah. I have no idea.
But you are wanting to get in, segueing terribly here, but you want to get into the actual broadcasting itself.
At some point, I think that'd be, something I want to do. I don't know. Growing up, I was always like, hey, man, you have a really good voice when you want to. Like, if I want to do commentary or something. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And, like, the more I do this on YouTube and Twitch and whatnot, the more I realize that, hey, maybe people do like listening to me. You know what I mean? Like, maybe my voice isn't as annoying as I thought. So.
Maybe you could be the eventual broadcaster for the Windsor Spitfires.
You know what? I just want to be the rink announcer. Can I be dead honest with you? And I mean this in the nicest way to the guy who's being the rink announcer right now for the Windsor Spitfires. You sound like Dracula. When there's a goal, he talks like Dracula.
Are we talking like the new Renfield Nicolas Cage Dracula, or
I'm talking like full on like cartoony vampire. It is. I expect him to go after he's done talking every time. Like, it is that bad. Like the Count.
So I was about to say, are you talking like Sesame's counting with the Count?
Yeah, man, it is that bad. It is, and like when he's talking normally, when he's just like reading an ad or something, it's totally fine. And then the Spitfires will score a goal, and I'm like, oh god, here we go again. Why are you doing this? It's not Halloween. Brutal.
You get a too many men on the ice. It's like, we had 1 man, 2 man, 3 man, 4 man, 5 man, 6 man.
That's too many men.
That's too many men on the ice.
Literally, though, like that's it. It's that bad, and I would love to be able to do that one day, but I'm kind of bad mouthing them at the moment, so I don't think if they ever hear this, that's going to happen. So.
I'm small time, so they probably won't see too much of this, and they do. It'll probably be clipped in the future, like after you've gotten the jobs. Like,
oh, that's fine. I'll get fired. That's fine. That's fine.
That cancel culture still exists at that point.
Well, it will be. Let's be real.
I hate. We won't even get into cancel culture. Cancel culture. Holy crap! I'm slurring my words. I'm only drinking tea. Oh, jeez. But all this is a setup to your future.
Hopefully.
Right now. Hopefully. But more than likely, most streamers that have started doing stuff like this, where you're broadcasting a sports game or you're doing videos or video games, as you've been doing, are able to expand on their future with just a little bit more of a push.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people doing a lot of really great things, and a big shout out to No Sleeves for doing that. Like, me and him started around the same time. We've grown around the same size for multiple years now, and he's starting to take off, which is great for him. And he's the voice of the GWC now, which is absolutely unreal for him. So, yeah, he's taking the right path, and that's definitely the path that I want to go. I want to go down as well.
I was absolutely shocked when I saw that he had left Lazarus. I thought he was going to be with them forever for his streaming career.
Yeah, he's it looks like he's taking more of a not a step back from like content, because obviously that's not happening, but he's doing his own thing now, right? He has his own website going up. Like I said, he's being the voice of the GWC, and he wants to call his own shots, and I can respect that 100%.
He's pretty much become what the military call an independent contractor in a way.
Essentially, yeah, yeah.
And you know what? I've watched him, and I shouldn't say I'm not a huge fan. I am a fan of his and the way he does his streams, because every streamer has different things. I'm a fan of
Right.
Henrique. You guys all have different personalities. He is more central in the stat line, play by play, and just he's very good at it.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I
He
don't know where I fall in this is the problem, because like he's really good at that, but I'm goofy, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So I don't know where that all falls in, but
stand-up comedy.
maybe. But like I don't. I'm shy. Like I know that sounds stupid because like I'm a Twitch streamer and everything, but like you get me in a room full of people and I'm not the loud one. I am the quiet one of the group.
So you're more introverted when you're actually out with a bunch of people, but you're
I am.
extroverted on the actual Twitch streams and your YouTube.
Yeah. I don't. I'm super comfortable when I'm streaming and whatnot. But like went out to a party last night. It was a party for Becca's work, and like there was one person there who I was willing to talk to that wasn't my wife, and it was a guy I've never met before, but he listened to metal. He likes the Red Wings and he plays video games. So like I can make friends with this guy. Like this is somebody I can talk to. But like everyone else there, I didn't want. I don't know if it's just more or less me being shy or not because it was a work thing. I didn't want to like embarrass Rebecca. But either way, I felt out of place. You know what I mean?
You stayed in your comfort zone when you went out to that.
Yeah, yeah,
And you know
exactly.
that. How many of her work things have you gone to? That's the real question.
This is the first one.
So it's the first one. Once you actually get more
Yeah,
of a deep dive into what her work colleagues are like, just by watching and seeing how they interact with each other,
right. Yeah,
they'll probably get to see more of you. But that's how I was when I went to start working for where I work. Like when we get a new person in there, because I've been in there as long as I have been now, 7 years coming this May.
right.
Uh,
Yeah.
when I get a new person, I introduce myself and make sure they get up to speed on what's going on. But I watch them as I'm doing my work. I'm making sure I get my stuff done. But I watch them so I know how to interact with them.
Right.
And I watch how they interact with others, because it is really hard sometimes to read a person or read the room depending when you have a new person brought in.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. And the problem was that there was a dozen new people there who have never been there before last night. So it was. I'm gonna be nice about it and not say anything mean about anyone there. But there was a lot of alcohol there,
Ah,
and I'm not a drinker, right?
neither am I.
So don't get me wrong. Like occasionally I'll have a drink. Like I'm not like against it, but it's just not something I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, last time I had a drink, I ended up getting sick.
Yeah. So there.
Yeah,
Last time I had a drink was the day before my wedding, and I got very sick. Me and
I,
Brian and Liam all got like we were all dying. Right, like the day before my wedding, it was horrible.
that doesn't surprise me with Brian though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
We'll
it was
just
me.
you know what, we can spend like the next few hours just shit talking Brian if we wanted to.
We could do that, absolutely.
And he'd probably unfriend me on Facebook and everything, because let's get it right. He's gonna have his feelings hurt for a few days.
Ah, nah, man. You know, he's a good guy. I got nothing against
Oh
Brian.
yeah, I love him to death. Like last night, I was looking. My stream crashed when it came to watching the UFC fights, and he was able to help me fix that problem. It's like, I don't get how I couldn't fix it. I'm a technology freak, except for on a computer. Takes me
Oh, fair
forever.
enough. Yeah.
It takes me forever to figure out all this Streamlabs, OBS stuff. It's taken me what, a year to get just this figured out.
Last week, that you know what? If it's taking you this long, look up a YouTube video, my dude.
Oh yeah, I do. I do. But it's like, man, I hate just watching YouTube sometimes. It's
I feel
everything.
you. As a YouTuber, I feel you, man. I don't want to watch myself.
Like, I'll watch like the beginning part of my episode, and I'll like my franchise series I have going on,
Yep.
which
Yep.
will be coming out the next episode on Wednesday. Uh I just listen to my voice, make sure I'm not slurring my words. I'm making notes of what I need to fix. I'm just trying to pay attention to every little detail that I can so I can know what to do to make it better for the next time.
Right, yeah.
That's the only time I really listen to it. I'm not doing it so I'm giving myself a view, but
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I just let mine play in the background at this point. I mute the audio and I just let it go. Come back and it's on like episode 407 of the Steve Dangle podcast. I'm, oh, what the hell? The hell did I get here? Oh, whatever, fine.
So, I was actually watching LFR this morning when I was making breakfast. Yep. Oh man, he was upset.
I really enjoy him.
He is so good at that.
Yeah, look, I understand like he's a YouTuber and everything, so I can tell you right now, like he plays it up. He does. He does. But fuck is he funny.
Did you see the episode where he had his nose broken?
Yep. Oh yeah.
His dog breaks his nose right before Christmas too.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oh yeah.
He's like, all those photos in.
I've never broken my nose until my dog broke my nose while playing with him. And my child.
Didn't he do it twice? Didn't it happen 2 times now?
No, that's the only time. Because he covered it on his podcast with his other 2 co-hosts. Then he covered it with LFR because he couldn't do Hockey Night in Canada with Steve Dangle.
He had Grav do it, right?
Yeah, he had Grav do it. It was Hockey Night in Canada in Dallas with Grav.
Hey, I mean, it works though. It works.
Didn't Grav not start that long ago either?
He's been around for a while, but he's really taken off as well. Yeah, working with Sportsnet.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Seeing some of these people that have started, I shouldn't say too long ago, like 5-6 years ago, that are now in Sportsnet or with TSN or ESPN. You got Sleaze that's with GWC, which is affiliated, or what I'm hearing might become affiliated with TSN eventually.
Yeah, I haven't dived too deep into that, but I have heard some rumors.
I try to keep up to date on everything as best as possible, so giving out good information. But that's actually a perfect chance getting into the NHL here. Red Wings. It's not been a great year. It's been way better than last year.
I am enjoying myself much more than last year.
I'm enjoying myself too. However,
but it's not. Look, we can sit here and we can point fingers. Hey, if we had a healthy Verona and a healthy Bertuzzi from the beginning of the year, who knows where we'd be, honestly, because we're missing 50, 60 goals this year with them out, you know what I mean, combined.
Oh God, yes, we are. We're missing way too much with them.
Yeah,
and the younger players stepping up.
Yeah, shout out to Jonathan Berggren.
Oh my. He is at, what, almost 20 points on the season? And
yeah, he's doing phenomenal. I was skeptical when they brought him up because I wasn't sure what to expect. I've never seen him play. I've only heard things. I knew he did really well last year in Grand Rapids, but immediately made an impact to the team.
If he keeps up his pace, he should actually have, I did the math, 47 points in like 60 games.
That's very solid.
Could you imagine if he played all 82 games?
It'd be unreal. Absolutely unreal. Oh, yeah.
Easy Calder winner. Shane Wright's not even in the question anymore.
Shane Wright's playing for the hometown Wizard Spitfires now. He's not even in the NHL.
I know. And that's the crazy thing. He was supposed to be this ungodly player coming into the NHL when we were actually at the draft party.
Yep.
And I said, Slafkovsky's going first, Wright's dropping down.
It happened.
I said it to you and Tactics.
I'm still stunned that it happened.
All the reports that morning came out saying Slafkovsky was going 1 and Shane Wright to drop down. And a lot of people said it's because of his attitude.
I mean, it definitely could be, but I'm not an insider. I'm not a reporter. I don't talk to the guys. I only see like the local stuff, and so far he's been a good fit for Windsor. That's all I can say.
He's a good playmaker with a great shot.
His defensive ability in the OHL so far has been outstanding as well. I was not expecting that.
But
Much better than expected.
not all the time does that translate to being a good defensive player in the NHL.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
That's the problem. It's like everything in the NHL is on a completely different level. You have Sebastian Kosa that's doing not so
Yeah.
great with the walleye, which is
Got his first shutout last night, though.
he got his first shutout, but he's just not
Yeah, it's not great. I know.
everybody that's I know that I work with that go to the games, like he just doesn't look that good. He looks like he's over skating.
Sure.
His position he's over committing, he's under committing, he's just inconsistencies with this game.
Yeah.
But the ECHL is not the place to work on those inconsistencies.
I mean, if they don't,
it's my opinion. That's just
they've had him up in the AHL, and that has been a complete disaster.
but
You got to get him to play.
but maybe working with the coaching staff in the AHL compared to ECHL coaches and coach
He is what, 19, 20?
20.
He's fine.
He hasn't aged out of the actual junior section, has he?
He hasn't aged out, but because he started in the AHL, they couldn't send him down.
That's too bad. He could have probably done had another good season with
Yeah. The reports when he was like told he was staying up and turning pro, the reports were that they didn't want him dominating a league again like last year.
yeah.
They wanted him to struggle. Essentially, they wanted him to like face adversity. So
I feel as though that we may be like chirping on him a little too hard right now, especially
for
being
sure.
1920.
Exactly. Lots of time. Lots of time. I'm not concerned yet.
You got a player that was, I believe, that was in the same draft as him, Waldstedt.
Yep.
Waldstedt.
Yep. Playing in the AHL right now.
Playing in the AHL right now and is playing great hockey.
Yeah, no, was it a mistake from Eisman to take Kosa over Wallstedt? Remains to be seen.
Yeah, you could
Because he could be playing amazing in the AHL and it might not translate to the NHL. We don't
Peter
know.
Mrazek is a great example of this. Played great in the AHL, but then came up to the NHL, had like an okay year, not standout. Then he teetered off, especially when we started falling apart.
Yeah, he like I have nothing against Peter Mrazek, but he definitely didn't help like his case sticking around here. Like he had to go. He had to be moved.
But then he had a career resurgence with Carolina.
I mean, any goalie that plays in front of Carolina seems to be.
Oh God, they're great.
So, I don't know if we can really tip our cap right now and say, yeah, Peter Mrazek had a career resurgence because of Carolina, because he got shipped off, or simply because he played for Carolina and they have such a good defensive structure.
We can just blame Danny DeKaiser for Mrazek's downfall.
Essentially, at that time, I'm pretty sure we still had Jonathan Erickson as well. And yeah, I mean, those two right there definitely didn't help.
Speaking of defense, Sherratt. Last night, I don't know how much of the game you got to catch.
I didn't see too much of it.
Biggest complaint about Sherratt, he's playing too much in the offensive zone. He's playing too close to the circles.
Yeah, I expected him to be. I didn't know his game. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know a lot about Ben Sherratt, but when he signed, I was expecting a stay-at-home defenseman. He is the exact opposite of a stay-at-home defenseman. This guy is everywhere.
He is too unpredictable for his own good. That's why he didn't work with Mo. And then you got Sider. Then Wallman with Sider. Oh my God. That pairing has been nothing but good. Now Sherratt is working with Hronek. Hronek, he seems so lost out there now with Sherratt just being... Hronek was left by himself too many times last night. And you had Berggren.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to comment on that. I didn't get to see it.
Yeah. But from what I saw from my angle is that Sherratt was coming up too much close to the net. He was actually going around the half wall with the puck, skating by his forwards, not dropping it back to anybody or passing it around. Like he was like he was playing hero puck almost.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, what is this guy doing? And then Bergeron has to get back on defense with Hronik at one point.
I mean, the thing is, we harp on Sherratt for doing this, but like if Cider was doing it, we wouldn't be saying anything. And that's the thing, right? Like we're harping on him or talking about how bad he is and blah blah blah. But like if he ended up scoring there, are we complaining? No. If Cider's doing this, are we complaining? No. He plays a different style. Man.
At least we know Cider is going to be responsible with the puck and not turn it over. He doesn't have that. We have faith in Cider because he's actually shown and proved that he has the consistency to play that way if he has to play up in the offensive zone.
For sure. But
Sherratt's not shown that to us.
Maybe. But Eisman brought him in, right? Eisman said, hey, here's a contract, come play for us. If this is Sherratt's game, if this is how Sherratt played in, say, Florida and Montreal, and we just didn't pay attention, we can't be upset with him for continuing to play like this in Detroit.
No, we shouldn't be upset. I'm just saying that like it's just watching a forward leave their position just to cover for Sherratt in a game where we were almost dominating for a good period of the game.
Yeah.
But the only other problem I had with the game is that we failed that punk test last night.
Which was?
Ristolainen just shoving and beating the crap out of everybody.
I didn't get to catch it.
Ristolainen was all over our younger players, and the only person to step up was Perron.
See, it's funny you say that though, man. I seen clips this morning of like Fabry getting into it with a guy and someone else getting into it with a guy.
But what I mean when they felt the punk test is that they started letting Philadelphia start dominating them towards the end.
Okay.
They failed that test of stepping up when it was necessary. Because it felt like the offensive side of things started to slowing down towards the middle of the second and into the third. Fortunately, towards the end of the third, we got those 2 goals scored on us, and Raymond was the only one to answer back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Larkin was not on that point. Oh, man. I think people would have gone nuts if Larkin would have got his 400th point that night.
Oh, yeah, that would have been sweet.
But I'm hoping it happens on Tuesday against the San Jose Sharks.
You at that game?
I'm at that game.
There you go.
And actually, we upgraded our seats for that game. We're section 104.
Okay, yeah.
So we're on the 100 level, so we're one section below where normally be.
Yeah, no, those are. I like the corner seats.
The corner seats are the best, especially the mezzanine one I have. You don't have to look to see anything.
Right, yeah.
Oh, man. Now, how are the Spitfires doing with now having Shane Wright on board?
I believe they're 7-0.
7-0 with now Shane Wright on the team?
Yeah.
Are they dominating teams with Shane Wright out there, or are they just... Is it kind of...
There's a lot of offense and not a lot of defense. I'll tell you that right now.
So they won
last night. They won last night 8-7.
Oh my god!
But like they're winning, right? That's the thing. They were already like near the top, if not the number 1 rated offense in the league, and the additions of Harrison and Wright have exploded that.
Now they just got to work on getting that defensive game. Because we have that explosiveness in Detroit. But Windsor's actually able to pull it off with their goaltending. Be able to, and having scores that can actually score.
So the Spitfires have won their last 6 in a row, sorry, I apologize. And they've scored 36 goals in those 6 games.
36 goals?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Now
they're averaging 6 goals a game, so.
What's their goals against average for those games?
1 second, let me pull that up for you. +21. 21.
So they have a +15 shot differential since Shane Wright's joined the team.
Yeah, goal differential, yeah.
I'd say Detroit, last time I checked, was -10. Last night would have put them at a -11, but they had that win against Toronto that put them. I think they're at -8 or 9 right now between the last few games.
Okay.
So it's not.
Yeah.
They were terrible the year before.
Shane Wright has 10 points in 5 games so far for Windsor. So
not the same as Bedard's doing with the Regina.
Not quite the same, no, but doing pretty damn good. He has 5 goals on 8 shots. So
I would not complain at all. That is absolutely ridiculous.
yeah, he's been fun to watch so far. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Watching some of these guys just grow has been absolutely crazy. I've caught a few of the Grand Rapids games.
Yep.
And I've caught a few of the Iowa Wild. Because I'm from Iowa, so.
Yeah.
Both with the youth that those teams have, their futures are set.
I mean, we're hoping.
Well, yeah, unless we trade away other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't see any big trades coming down the pipeline except for maybe Bertuzzi.
I think you're going to be surprised. I think the deadline is going to come and we're going to be shocked.
I hope we're not shocked in a bad way.
Yeah, you know what? I'm still on the fence on if we're going to trade Larkin or not. So,
well, last report that I heard is that the offer sent by Detroit was not met very well.
Yep. So, I don't know if I've been risks losing him for nothing. You know what I mean?
But they need to ask him to wait that no trade clause that he has. That's the problem.
I don't see a scenario where he wouldn't waive it though. He'll just dictate where he goes.
I would love, with Larkin is not a number 1 center in the NHL. If whatever team he goes to, he's not going to be a number 1 center where he goes. He'll be a second line center, or maybe a worst case scenario, a third line center. But if we bring another center that is at the same caliber as him, like Bo Horvat.
Yeah, I know we're in on those rumors there, but I just don't see a scenario like what are we giving up for Bo Horvat?
Bertuzzi.
And what are we comfortable?
Bertuzzi and Verona.
They're not gonna want them. You know what I mean? Like that they want to get younger, but they don't want to rebuild. So they want 22 and 23-year-olds.
All right, Adam Ernie. Race that number.
Is Adam Ernie not like 75 at this point?
He is 28.
Unreal, man. Like it feels like he's been in the league forever.
But he's a stud still. He's still he's not a top 6 player. He's not.
No, he's someone you want on your team though.
He's a grind. He's a grinder. He's a grinder. Yeah. Which the Red Wings need right now. We need grinders that help protect those players. Perron, I hate to call him a grinder, but he is a grinder.
He's feisty, that's for sure.
He don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
You know, when I look at like our top 9, like our bottom 6, like we have Berggren down there, we have Veleno, and that's great and all, but I really like Michael Rasmussen.
That is Michael's favorite player.
He has, over the last year, like the last 365, he has played so damn well compared to like his previous, 3 years he's been in the league or whatever. You know what I mean?
Stop putting him at center.
Yeah, he's got to play wing. But the problem is, so we say stop playing him at center, but he has such good face-offs. So like
they put him on the first line with Larkin to take Larkin's face off when his hand was broken.
I know. He's so good on the draw, and he's a big body, right? So you would expect him to play center. Like that's
what I would like to see, because it was happening during the game. Berggren was playing with Larkin at one point.
Yeah, and they have to jump with some lines together, and Kubalik's got to get moved down, in my opinion.
I think Kubalik should be on the third line.
Yeah,
but be first power play.
Yeah, no, he has a wild shot, absolutely, but too many mistakes and not enough consistency. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm not going to want to butcher this guy's name. We got Lindstrom, and we have
Lindstrom.
And who's the other defensive pairing? I don't want to butcher his name. It's
Jordan Osterley.
Osterley.
Yeah.
Osterley.
Yeah.
We got to do something with him. He's just Lindstrom's better. He's better. Lindstrom's better.
Imagine a scenario here where we didn't have injuries and Mark Pissick was here, and he's that shutdown guy that we're talking about, right? Like that's someone that if we have him on the team right now, again, we're not complaining with how we're playing.
No.
Our defense is much stronger. Our third D pair in general, like I love Olimata, he's got to play with Hronik. Like they have to play together.
But you don't on pace for 50 points.
Yeah, you don't pay Sherratt, that much money though to be a third line D man. So what do we do here? We got to figure something out.
I think we're going to see him traded.
Who's taking on that contract though? You know what I mean?
Arizona. Realistically, Arizona.
Again, okay, we can trade him to Arizona, but then we have to pay for it. Like we have to give up assets, right? So we are in a tight spot.
Thankfully, we didn't have to pay for dropping off Pavel Daxter's contract when that happened.
Oh yeah, thank God that didn't happen at all.
At least he didn't come back.
Yeah, we could have had freaking Chikrin on our team.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Terrible.
We could always still get Chikrin in the offseason one.
No, he's not a.
No, I'm not saying possibly a trade.
Again, though, what are we giving up? You know what I mean? Like, are we giving up our first round picks? Because they want 2 first round picks.
They want 2 first round picks, but depending on where we place, if right now we're what 11 from the bottom,
we're like 6 from the bottom.
I thought we were 11th.
Philadelphia jumped us last night because they won.
Oh Jesus!
We are not in a good position here.
So we're actually in the lottery. Hard
as of right now, yeah.
Now we talk about lottery. If we hit that number 1, what does that do for our rebuild? Let's just spitball this out there. What does that do for us getting number 1?
We win the Stanley Cup in 3 years. Like I don't know. Like if you're saying if we got Bedard, no, we're selling off all futures and we're winning a cup. You know what I mean?
What about Carlson?
What about Carlson?
Carlson, he's one of the other centers that's in the.
Leo Carlson? Is it Leo?
Yeah, Leo Carlson.
Yeah.
If we can get Leo Carlson, someone of his caliber, how well he does at playmaking and his shooting is phenomenal. Does that put us within that 3 or 4 year time period? If we did miss out on Bedard,
I think in three or 4 years, no matter what, we're in the playoffs. The difference being, do we have a superstar?
We need a superstar.
Yeah.
Pastrnak, don't sign.
Yeah, for real, right? Like we can do something crazy, but it would take something crazy, right? We could get David Pastrnak, and oh my god, but then we have to worry about the cap with Raymond and Sider and Berggren and all these guys who are going to need contracts soon, right?
Especially with them saying we only have going up $1 million this year in cap space. That is the terrible thing. Only $1 million when you're telling us in the preseason that is going to go up by 4.
That's next year though. That's next year.
But you get what I'm saying? Is like you're saying, hey, possibility of it going up by $4 million. All those teams are looking like, okay, this is what we got to work with. And like, oh nope, you have still $70 million in escrow from when we paid you guys.
No. So the entire that whole conversation was that they were planning in the next few years for it to go up not that much, not by this year.
I thought they're saying this year was supposed to go up by 4.
No, this year was always a 1 million increase as of like 2 years ago.
But they're saying players still have $70 million in escrow still to go,
and the cap is to go up. I think they said possibly by 2.5 next year, another 1.5 the year after, which is your 4 million.
With the way some of these players play, cap's gonna have to go up more.
It's not going to.
No, it's not. I'll say this: Dallas was lucky to get Robertson for what they did.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a steal. But now they got to sign him again. Especially if he keeps playing like he has been, he's gonna be their franchise player.
Oh, for sure. Like I got to watch Wyatt Johnston all last year here in Windsor. He was absolutely phenomenal. Look at what he's doing now.
He's
putting up goals. doing exactly what he did here in Windsor. They're in a good spot.
Now, speaking of cap issues, Toronto and their never-ending cap issues. Oh my god! Thank Giordano for his cap-friendly deal that he made.
Yeah, he's having a good year too. But I look forward to seeing what happens this offseason if Toronto doesn't get past the first round.
I feel Keefe is gone. And maybe Dubas.
Certainly possible. If they don't get out of the first round, it's certainly possible.
Then you got the concern on 2 years? Matthews coming off the books? And he's going to want a big pay
Matthews
raise.
And then Tavares and then Nylander and Marner.
They paid way too much for Tavares.
I agree.
He's a second-line center.
And he's a point-per-game player.
He's a point-per-game player, but he's second-line center. He's not playing the first-line minutes like Matthews, Marner, and Nylander sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't pay someone $10 million that's playing second line. Just like we're talking about Schrott being paid almost $5 million, being a third liner on the defense.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and he came to Toronto, and the thing is, if they don't sign him, someone else is going to sign him for even more, right? So,
could you imagine if that's the plan? Arizona gets Bedard. Matthews comes up in free agent and say, hey, come back to Arizona where your family lives.
That'd be funny. But we're not writing a movie here, you know?
That'd be a great movie.
It would be, but...
Then, hey, we're going to bring Wayne Gretzky back to be the GM.
Oh, yeah, no, let's just do... yeah, absolutely.
Put the greatest...
How about Datsuk unretires and comes back and plays for them, you know?
Being a fourth-line center.
Still putting up 60 points a year. Selke nominated.
Oh my! That man has some magical hands with it. Comes to that using that stick.
Like, yeah, I didn't appreciate him enough when I was a kid. I didn't appreciate him enough.
You know,
I was always a fan, but I didn't appreciate him enough, and I regret that.
You know, John Tortorella would probably say he's ruining the game because he has all those tricky moves.
Oh, probably, but like, maybe he's right though, man. Philly beat Detroit last night, so maybe he's right.
That's something I have noticed, and I don't know if you've heard the report on this, that Philadelphia took away the iPads from their players.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Forget who it was. I was watching a game, and they were talking about that in the game. I think it was Boston.
Yeah, they took it away against Boston, and he ended up... Konechny had a hat trick that game because he wasn't paying attention to the iPad. He was the person that watches the iPad the most.
That's funny.
And he gets a hat trick.
And maybe he's on something, man. You know, you might not like the guy, but seems pretty smart.
He is. And here, you know what Lalonde's doing now? He's told the guys, you're not looking at the iPads while play is live.
Okay.
You can go back to the iPad and look at stuff during breaks. Great move, because you want your players to be in the game.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I like Newsy a lot. I think he's going to be good for the Wings in the next few years. But right now, I see people on Reddit, and you can never trust Reddit. But I see people on Reddit already calling for his head. It's like, bro, like we're halfway through his first season.
He's not going to have a winning record of the first season.
Yeah, we weren't expecting to make the playoffs this year. And if you were expecting to make the playoffs, I'm sorry, but not quite how the rebuild works.
We're missing 2 of our top 6 forwards.
Yeah.
Our backup goalie, who was supposed to be a tandem goalie, ended up falling apart and pretty much becoming an AHL superstar.
Yeah, he's doing very well. I mean, good for him. Like, it's awesome. But if he could play like this in the NHL, our conversation would be very different.
Don't get me wrong. Hellberg's been great.
Yeah.
But Ned getting his confidence back is more important right now.
I agree.
Because, you know, they've talked about having 3 goalies for the rest of the season. Once they feel like Ned is ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like injuries permit, like you can do that if they want to. So
that's the scary thing. Is like, who's going to get hurt next?
Fabry.
Oh, no. We just got him back, and he's looked great.
He has been very good, yes.
He's not got that same speed he has, but he's become better with handling the puck and being defensive.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He's been very good.
Now, let's talk about our key person for our NHL talk here, Berggren.
Yeah.
Were you expecting this? I
No,
know
no, no, no.
Berggren
I mean,
over Soderblom.
no, over Soderblom, I kind of get. I do because he's like he looked great at the beginning, Soderblom, but he is not ready for that NHL level pace. He's not, and that's okay. That's not a knock on him or anything like that. He's just not there yet.
Oh, definitely not.
Like look at how long Berggren spent in like the minors or in Europe, right? Like he's not 19. He's been down there for a while, and he's finally got called up, and he is kicking ass. If the same thing can happen here with Soderblom, then we are in a very good spot in the future.
I feel like Soderblom, once he gets up to speed, I I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes third line center.
Center, yeah, I mean maybe, but we have Joe Veleno as well, and I'm very high in his play over the like this season in general. He's been very good.
You could always have them going back and forth. Joe switching to wing, and then Soderblom switching to center, and going vice
Yeah.
versa. That'd be a great pairing right there. I feel like Joe with his speed and his shooting skills, and Soderblom with his stick handling and his Berggren, Soderblom, and Veleno third line. That could be an unstoppable force.
That could be very good, yeah.
Especially
Problem
Berggren with his playmaking skills. His
Yep.
passing IQ, holy crap, it's off the wall, especially for someone as young as him.
Oh, for sure. I'm look. We have great talks about the future. The problem is the talks about the future have been happening for what seems like 5 or 6 years now.
Going on 7.
Yeah. So.
That's the Ken Holland issue.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like Ken Holland was the issue with us being so stagnant and trying to keep fighting for playoff spots. We should not been in the playoffs when we were going to get St. Bay Lightning.
We should be out of our rebuild by now, but because of what happened and what you do, then here we are.
Bad signings, bad deals. The Kaiser $5 million a year set us back.
At the time, not terrible. Terrible.
Then,
but injuries got the best of them. Let's be real.
Didn't we give up a first-round pick for Quincy?
We did.
And that turned into Vasilevsky.
At the same time, if we make a deep run there, that doesn't happen though, right?
No.
It didn't work out the way that we planned, but Vasilevsky would be playing for somebody else right now. And hell, let's be honest though, if we get Vasilevsky, it doesn't mean he turns into the goalie he is today.
No, it definitely does not.
So
a lot of mismanagement back then.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks absolutely that, hey, we could have had Chychrun, we could have had Vasilevsky if it wasn't for these trades and doing this. But at the end of the day, like, there's no guarantee that they would have been these players, so.
Definitely not a guarantee, but, or that we would have gotten them because depending on how we fell in the draft.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no guarantee on any of this, so. I mean, it sucks to look at and you go, oh, man, we could have had this, or I can't believe we did this. But at the time, you do what you think is best for the team, and that's what he thought was best for the team, even though majority of people say otherwise.
And here's the problem I have now with Tampa Bay. Steve Yzerman built them for longevity.
Oh, they'll be good for a while.
They'll be good for a while, but now you're spending $8 million by 8 on 3 different players, wasn't it?
Yep.
They're way over the salary cap. They got to figure that out in the next few years.
I think they're going to be fine.
You think?
I really do. They're going to find a way. They always do. Especially with the cap going up. Like that. Here we go again. The cap is going to be going up, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're going to lose maybe Anthony Cirelli like they did, or they're going to lose, like players like that, though. You know what I mean? But they're not going to lose Braden Point. They're not going to lose Stamkos or Kucherov. And basically, that's what you need. You need your top guys. You can fit, bargain players around them, and you're still going to compete.
Now, our playoff prediction.
I can already tell you who's winning the cup. I've seen the vision.
Oh God, what's this vision?
Ottawa.
No.
It's Montreal, man. They're gonna win the cup and they're gonna win the lottery with Florida's pick, and they're gonna get Bedard all in 1 year.
Could you imagine that actually somehow happened?
I would stop watching hockey.
We all know Arizona. It's being rigged for Arizona this year. So Arizona.
I don't see a scenario where Arizona gets Bedard, honestly. They're not bad enough.
we've what was it? Uh, New Jersey wasn't bad enough to get the second pick last year,
You're absolutely right.
so it could happen still.
It's not going to happen.
Do we have to go with
Nope.
the Crosby conspiracy here?
No, it's fine. No, it's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. Because if it does happen, there's going to be an absolute outrage across the league because they all know how obvious it is. They might get Fantilli. They won't get Bedard.
I got Carolina taking the cup this year.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're the most boring team in the world, but they win games.
I enjoyed watching the series between them and York last year.
They're a phenomenal team. They really are, but they are boring to watch.
They
are not a they're not a high octane team. That's not their style, and it works. Like you cannot sit here and complain about the way they play. You're not watching, Cale Makar out there or Connor McDavid or anything like that, but you are getting wins, and that's all that matters.
I feel that Toronto's going to have another first round exit.
I wish. That'd be so funny.
It would be funny, but at the same time, I just don't. The way they've been slumping.
They're going to be playing Tampa. They're going to be playing Tampa or Boston. So take your pick.
I feel Boston's going to fall to Carolina. Toronto is going to be taken out by Boston in Game 7 in overtime.
Oh, God, here we go again.
I just want to see Steve Dangle just lose it.
I don't even know if he'd lose it anymore. I think he'd just look sad in the camera and say, I quit.
After, 15 seasons of LFR, he finally quits?
He's just, nope, I can't do it anymore. I'm jumping the bandwagon, and I'm going to cheer for another team.
He'll pick Detroit, just to be disappointed by them for a few years.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Leafs win the cup the year after.
Oh my God, could you imagine how pissed he would be?
He'd secretly be happy. Come on now.
Oh yeah, he'd secretly be happy, but he can't really go out there like, I've been cheering for Toronto the whole entire time.
Yeah, he's a double agent, dude. What do you mean? Takes off the hood and says, it's me, Austin.
Oh, like one of those bad evil villain reveals.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I got Toronto going out in the first round. I don't have Pittsburgh making it this year.
Pittsburgh's a weird one because if they can get good goaltending, they can make a run. They could. They have Letang, Malkin, Crosby. Yeah, they're still good. You know what I mean? But
they're still good, but
the Metro is
just tough.
Yeah, Metro's a pretty good division.
The Caps, I feel like it's going to be a toss-up between the Caps and the Penguins making it. Last wild card.
I mean, is Backstrom back yet? Is he coming back? Do we know?
I
don't know. I haven't heard anything.
He's supposed to be coming back, but I don't want to confirm that. I didn't actually look into Backstrom recently.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know either. But if they don't have Backstrom, that's a big piece missing.
They have Anthony Mantha.
No, they don't. They're healthy scratching him.
Oh, they really?
He's not even playing.
Interesting.
So
he'd break his hand too many times for them too?
I have no idea what's going on. I don't follow Caps or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm rooted in the Detroit and Leafs, but yeah, he's been a healthy scratch, and the big thing online was that now it looks like nobody won the trade.
I was talking to my best friend Mike, who's going to be coming up for this game on Tuesday.
Okay.
He's a huge Sharks fan.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So I broke the news to him that Brent Burns had been traded to Carolina. He's like, "You're joking." I'm like, "No, I'm not." Did we get anything for him?
Nope.
Not really. He goes, "You're joking." I'm like, "Oh, and you also retain 50% of his salary too." He goes, "Are you kidding me? This is bullshit."
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Tough one to swallow for sure.
And the fact that they're willing to swallow another 50% off of Carlson's to get him out of there so he can play somewhere else.
I mean, they want him to play somewhere else, but they also want to have one, the roster spot, and two, the assets they could get for him or your future now, right? They're not in a good spot.
No, they're definitely not.
Trade him to Ottawa,
Oh God.
I'm gonna change the scenery.
Back to Ottawa. Hey, Bobby Ryan's not there anymore, so he won't have issues.
It was Mike Hoffman, all right?
Was it Mike Hoffman? I thought it was Bobby Ryan.
Mike Hoffman.
Wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Bobby Ryan was a different issue.
Bobby Ryan had his own issues,
Yep.
absolutely, but still a good guy.
But like I said, out of the West though, I don't see a clear cut.
Oh, Seattle's winning it all.
Oh, you think Seattle's gonna win?
That'd be hilarious if they did.
Hey,
I don't think it'll happen. I don't. But I want to see it happen. Them or Vegas. I want to see the new team win it.
Vegas would be nice, but I just don't want to give Jack Eichel the satisfaction.
Oh, absolutely. I feel that. 100% I get that.
Isn't he on LTIR right now or IR?
I have no idea. I know he was back playing for a while. I didn't hear him get injured again, but if he did, I didn't. Yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
he got hurt again, but he might be back already. The West
Yeah, I
is
don't
just
know.
hard to follow because how weird the West has been this year. You got Winnipeg doing well, Vancouver tanking, Seattle.
Winnipeg. Sorry. Vancouver tanking, but not wanting to do a rebuild.
Exactly. Not wanting to actually pay your good player to be on your team, but keep the person that's apparently the toxic one on the team.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
There's so many conflicting stories about that. I don't know what to think. Except for the fact that they have issues and they need to work it out.
Yes.
Oh, man. Just like EA.
I don't want to get into EA.
Yep.
I don't. Nope.
But
But
we
too
can talk
many
about our
issues.
other. We can talk about our other favorite games.
We can.
Final Fantasy. You got that coming up here soon.
I am so stoked, man. You have no idea. You have no idea how excited I am for the next 12 months of Final Fantasy.
I'm actually might be picking up Final Fantasy for the first time here soon.
So my suggestion to you is to do you have PS5, right?
I have PS5 and I also have an Xbox Series X showing up on Friday.
There you go. Now, if I'm you, I am getting premium PlayStation Plus and I am playing a classic Final Fantasy. Get yourself into the idea of what Final Fantasy is, and wait for 16 to come out and enjoy yourself.
I will do that. So, is there an actual running storyline for Final
Nope.
Fantasy, or is it just?
No, they're all separate. 1 through 16 are all separate, and they all have their own story and own world, own characters, everything. The difference being Final Fantasy VII has its own. So Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. It has a prequel called Crisis Core. I'm holding it now. It just got remade for the PS5 and all the other consoles, and I'm binging the hell out of it. It's one of my favorite games, and the fact that they brought it back, I'm so happy about. So there's Crisis Core, which is a prequel, and then they have a sequel, and then they're doing the remake, and there's multiple remakes, and it's all over the place, and it's convoluted as hell. So I don't suggest getting into it right now is the problem, even though it's my favorite game of all time, because you got to know the story, you know what I mean?
It's hard to know a story when they're remaking random ones at different points, and
Yeah. The thing with 7 and say 10 would be a great jumping point for you. Really fun combat, great story, and the graphics aren't super spritey like old Pokemon games, because some of them do look like that. The graphics are fairly decent. They've actually done an HD remaster, so you could play that and not really have any issues.
the thing is, I like something that has a good storyline, but with a little bit of a dramatic twist to it.
Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 7 for that matter. Final Fantasy 7, goddamn.
Are you having PTSD flashbacks of twisted parts?
Okay, between Crisis Core and Final Fantasy 7, there are two extremely dramatic events that shaped the person I am today. Absolutely, I can say that. One, because I read about it online before playing the original 7. I was like, oh, I want to see this happen. And I seen it happen. I was like, oh, goddamn, I didn't need to see that happen. And then, Crisis Core, my favorite game.
I hate when things get spoiled. I absolutely hate it. That's why I'm not looking at anything when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. We have a couple weeks to go here, right?
The 7th.
Yeah.
The 6th at midnight, or 11:59 p.m. and the 6th, I will be ready to go, going live.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
That is going... I'm going to just do my own game. I am going to be an evil Slytherin that kills everybody.
There you go. Hey, and that's the thing. You can do that.
You can choose... That's the... I shouldn't say I've never seen a game, but You have so many options.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for this game. I will be playing it 100%.
Do you think this will measure up to Final Fantasy and being
No.
one of those art? No.
Nope. Nothing. I am stuck in my way though. Like Final Fantasy is my favorite series of all time, followed by Fallout. I enjoy like those are my games. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is, could it
I
measure
love
up to
Horizon.
being up to that level with?
I don't think it will. No.
I think there's just too much hype to
a lot of promises. I think it's hyped up like crazy right now, and I think it's going to be a good game. But I don't think it's going to be as good as we're all hoping. I still think it's going to be fun to play, but I think the reviews are going to come out and it's going to be like a 7.5 or an 8.
Do you think it could possibly still make Game of the Year?
No.
No?
Nope.
Because I think
that doesn't mean I'm not excited for it and I'm not going to play the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah. I have looked into it. It takes 35 hours to do the storyline.
Okay.
80 plus hours to do everything, side missions and all, plus storyline.
So less than 3.5 days. That's not really that long.
No, but you have different endings too.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think, look, man, I'm sorry. NHL 23 has got to be Game of the Year then. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Oh, no. We're not going there, even though I won 8 in a row. I'm on a hot streak.
I've been playing this entire time we've been recording here.
I could tell.
And I haven't lost yet. So I wasn't going to keep going, but I keep winning. So
champs or rivals?
GWC.
Oh, jeez. Watch you make it in.
No. I won't even play all my games, man. I'm just getting packs.
I had no interest in playing GWC at all.
GWC is easier than Rivals. I don't understand. The games are easier than Rivals games. It's just, it doesn't make any sense.
That makes no sense at all.
Like, I'm having more fun playing GWC, and I'm winning games way easier in GWC than I am in Rivals.
So I took that 2-week break.
Yep.
Where I dropped from top of Division 4, being the bottom of Division 3, all the way to almost being dropped out of Division 4 into Division 5. Took 2 weeks off from playing. I played it for the first time. I've won 8 games in a row yesterday, and I won another 8 today. It's like, what the heck?
Suddenly you're good, man. You needed that break. Your thumbs need the break. You have those old thumbs. And...
Oh. Okay. You know what? Final Fantasy, worst game ever, being written off the list.
That's fine. You know what? You can say that. And guess what? This call is now over. Goodbye.
You know what is going to be the worst game of the year, probably, if it ever comes out? Skull and Bones.
Yeah, I feel for the fans that are excited for that because
I was excited.
I don't know if you're ever gonna. Are you ever gonna see it?
Probably. I don't think we will.
We're gonna get like a letter from the developer at one point where it's like, yeah, we haven't been working on this at all. This game doesn't exist. We don't know what anyone is talking about, but it's been delayed. Yeah, it's been canceled.
They canceled how many games already?
Mm-hmm.
It was like 3.
Yeah, there's a few of them there, right?
But none of the Assassin's Creed games, which is not surprising.
No, I mean they're gonna make money off that.
They're gonna make so much money, especially off Mirage. And I believe it was Jade that is supposed to take place in China or Japan.
Not positive, unfortunately, but I mean, it sounds like you're saying like Pokemon games, so that's fine. Mirage and Jade.
It's called Codename.
The new Pokemon, Mirage and Jade. Get them now. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, they call them Assassin's Creed Codename Jade, Codename Hex, which looks like it's going to be like Salem Witch Trials era.
Okay.
Which would be kind of cool to see.
I wonder how realistic that one's going to be when they say the Salem Witch trials and everything. Because, fun fact for you that they didn't actually burn witches at the stake. That's just all fluff.
Not surprising, There's a lot of history's written by the winners.
Vikings in real life, like Vikings didn't wear like horned helmets. That's not a real thing. That's all fluff.
But like I said, history is written by the winners.
Kind of disappointing, if I'm being honest with you. Like, imagine seeing these giant ass motherfuckers in spiked helmets coming at you. That's terrifying.
That would be terrifying. Like ninjas were not the way they're written about and stuff like that. I've actually been
No.
listening to an audiobook on samurai, and it's like, oh my god, some of the things. We're getting off topic here, but who
A
cares?
little bit.
Samurai, the shogun of like the head samurai can go to another man's house and say, "I'm having your woman tonight," and nothing can be done about it, especially since the guy wasn't a samurai.
He walks in, I'm having your woman. The guy's like, all right, boss, have a good one. I'm going to go get a sandwich. Like, enjoy. Hey, she really likes her ear being bitten. A little tip for you. Like,
there's so much. Like, I've been listening to this audiobook for a while, off and on. It's like, man, this is definitely just killed the romanticized versions of The Last Samurai for me here.
I have no familiarity with that. I'm sorry.
You've never seen Last Samurai?
I have not.
Definitely need it to add to your movie list, even though it had Tom Cruise in it.
Oh, fuck Tom Cruise. His teeth and his nose aren't aligned.
Does that surprise you?
Doesn't surprise me. It just bothers me every time I see him smile.
But we're not going to have an official date on Skull and Bones. We'll probably get delayed another 3 times before it eventually ever comes out, or it gets canceled completely.
Probably. I mean, to be fair, Cyberpunk should have been delayed, 3 or 4 more times. So
it was delayed once?
No, multiple times.
I thought it was only delayed once. I don't remember seeing it being delayed once.
That was delayed for a couple years.
What we know isn't delayed is Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, that's soon, right?
It's coming out like in a month, a little over a month. I think it's like March something.
Well, there you go. Yeah, EA dropping that soon, and looks like it could be fun. I'm excited.
EA actually knows how to make a good Star Wars game. That's the thing. But that's with Respawn.
Man, you know more about the. Unfortunately, that's not my territory. I've never heard the name Respawn before in my life. So
you've never heard of Respawn?
No.
I know.
And I'm in an EA program with the developers of EA games.
It's, you know how EA has we've talked about this before, that EA has their all different groups.
Of course.
You're more affiliated with the sports category. This is not that's definitely way outside the realm of sports category.
Yeah, but I know some of the EA groups and everything. I have not heard of Respawn. Interesting.
I'm pretty sure it's Respawn that helps make that.
Maybe it is, but I do not have any ties with them at all. So are they a third party?
I think
they
might
part
be.
Of EA? I don't know.
I believe. I'm looking it up right now. Show me more information. Lucasfilms.
Yeah, their parent company is EA. As of 2017.
Because, Respawn Games came out with Apex Legends.
Yeah, see, I have not played that, so that's on me.
That's just random shit that's stuck in my head for some reason. I don't get why. But Jedi Survivor looks like it's actually going to be a actually fairly decent game.
It does look like it's going to be fun, for sure.
You played the first one, right?
I have, I have, but I unfortunately am unable to speak on some stuff. Sorry. I have played it.
I meant the first one, not the...
Yeah, I may have played it, but I played it before it... I did not play the version you've played.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yep,
yeah.
We won't get into that. Wow.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Fun. I thought they did a great part. The part I liked the most about the game, though, was how they had Darth Vader. Very menacing. Like, they had him very menacing in Rogue One.
Right, yeah.
That is the Darth Vader that I think everybody was been waiting on for years.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to... So the thing is, Darth Vader back in the day, I mean, I didn't live through it. I'm not your age, but back in the 70s when you were born... he was a figure. People are like, oh man, that guy's cool. That guy's creepy. That's awesome. Whatever. And now it's yeah, but you can see him everywhere. He's in everything ever. He's no longer a menace. He's no longer, you know what I mean? He's no longer a terrifying figure.
He became a terrifying figure again during Rogue One, during Jedi Fallen Order, and then became even more of a menace when they did the Kenobi series.
Maybe true. Did not watch it.
Well, obviously you know he's in it.
My dude, I have not watched much Star Wars. I've played the games.
Then both of our a favorite of ours, or close to being a favorite of ours, Resident Evil 4, the remake for PlayStation 5.
That's soon too.
I want to be terrified by it again.
I want to be afraid.
I want those games that make me feel afraid.
Literally. I haven't had a game like that in a long time. I think the last one was Outlast for me that really got me.
I'm hearing that Village. Terrified.
Yeah, no, I played some. I did play some of it, but I haven't gotten to the point where I'm afraid yet. You know what I mean?
It's hard to do that to people that lived through the remakes, or I shouldn't say remakes, the original Friday the 13th.
Yeah, like I like horror movies and stuff like that. Like, that's who I am, right? So
it's hard not to be afraid, or it's hard to be afraid anymore when we've seen it all.
Literally.
And it's just so different from what it used to be. Like, you could, I think the only time I remember being jump scared in the most recent, or I shouldn't say the most recent, before Resident Evil 7, was Resident Evil 6, when you're swimming through the catacombs and the zombie comes up and grabs your leg, and it just wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, I'm almost out of here. Scared the absolute shit out of me.
Right. I don't know if you remember when I played the park on stream last year. And I was on a roller coaster. And out of nowhere, like, there's just this giant figure next to you. Like, when I say giant, I mean like the size of like 4 houses.
Oh God.
And it got me out of nowhere. And it got me. And I was like, wow, that was pretty good. That was the only part of the game that freaked me out. I was disappointed.
I'm just wishing there was more games that actually can bring fear and actually give you that, like, feeling of tingling down your spine, anticipation of something as bad that's about to happen. Then you have that calm, then you get hit with it.
Right, yeah.
They don't have that anymore.
Like, when I was a kid, yeah, I played Dead Space and all that, and I got it. And the Dead Space remake comes out, if it's not already out,
27th
soon. Yeah, so like, that's going to be one of those games where I know that there's jump scares and I know I'm going to like playing it. But because I've already played the original, I don't know how much it's going to get me, you know?
You know, I got told that there is some jump scares in the company that made Callisto Protocol.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that's the same people that did Dead Space as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
You're
sporting
Henrik right now? Your cup.
What?
Your cup's a New Jersey Devil cup.
Oh, no, it's NHL 14.
Oh, okay. I was like, let's say, you supporting Henrik's stream right now?
No, it's NHL 14, dog.
I didn't play NHL 14.
I know, you were introducing the hockey at a bad time for video games.
NHL 15.
What a shit show that was.
Oh my God. First one on the new console, and no ECHL, no... Like, everything was bare bones from what I was told.
It was bare bones, and yeah. But now when you talk to people, it was everyone's favorite, apparently. So
how?
Because nostalgia. That's what it is. NHL 14 isn't that good either. Go back and play it. It feels like crap. But because nostalgia, you had so much fun playing it because you were a kid. You didn't have to worry about anything. Suddenly, you know, oh, wow, I really did enjoy that. That's just how it works.
I'd say I was 24 when 15 came out. And
you were 24. Yeah, you were already an old man.
What? We're going to do the old jokes the entire time here. You know what?
You're basically geriatrics at this point.
I'll let Katie know because she's same age as me.
Yeah, no, it works differently for guys, though. Sorry, dude.
I think it's just because my military time, my body feels like I'm a geriatric.
That's fair. Absolutely fair.
It's like some days like great days and other days like I don't want to get up.
Oh yeah, I feel that sometimes, man. My back and my knees, dude. Every day's a struggle.
It's more my knees, back, and neck now. Like
I feel that. Yeah, okay.
we like to try to scare the shit out of each other at work. And I was
Okay.
hiding in between two pillars. And I'm not as skinny as I used to be. I got myself stuck.
Oh, Jesus.
But I was able to still scare the crap out of the person. They almost dropped what they were doing. You're good there.
Yeah, broke my controller.
Is it a pink controller?
It is a pink controller.
Someone posted in Discord that they broke their controller not that long ago.
Yeah, I didn't break it that much, but I just slammed it. Yeah.
I was like, come on, dude. Why are you getting that angry at a game? Then our final game topic. Fortnite and you getting sponsored by them. Now,
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know what? I'll take the sponsorships, but goddamn, I am not good at that game.
what is their appeal? What is it? Why are they just drawn to you?
It's a great question. Why don't you ask them? Why are you asking me, man? I didn't like, hey, Fortnite sponsor me. I suck. They reached out to me because I'm sexy. I don't know, man. Like, I don't. What can I say?
It must have been those hot tub streams you've done.
Must have been. Must have been.
Now we just got to get ammo to do it with you.
Man, she's done her hot tub career pretty much. She's done all that stuff.
She's gone to OnlyFans.
No, she's done OnlyFans too.
She's done with OnlyFans too?
Yeah, this isn't something we should talk about, man. She got in, like, there was a whole situation there.
Oh, no. I don't keep track of her. That's one thing I don't.
No, yeah, there was like a whole thing that happened with her and her husband and forced stuff, and we're not.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, so
that's a different topic for a different time. When it's not going to be definitely not. People younger should not be seeing that or hearing that.
That's what. Yeah.
Just like one of the topics I said was a no go.
Yep.
Yeah, that like a part of me wants to hit that hard. But at the same time, like, this is not the time to do it. Wait for it to die.
You need
down.
more. You're gonna have to put some more context in there because it sounds like you want to hit Amaranth hard, is what you just said. So
no, the NHL
you
one.
Gotta put some more context in there.
No,
my friend.
the controversy in the NHL that we just had. I just don't like it. I don't like how people are blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah,
it's if it was done 5 years ago, nothing would have been said. Honestly, nothing would have been said. But now we're in that what is it called? The woke era?
My dude, don't get into it.
Yep. Speaking of woke area, Cocaine Bear.
Ah, yes. New movie coming out. That'll be fun.
Bear snorting cocaine. Who comes up with this kind of stuff, man?
Based on a true story, man.
Based on it, oh, come on.
Yep. No, it's true. It's a situation where a bear found a fuck ton of cocaine.
Was that in Canada? Because that seems like it only happened in Canada or Alaska.
It may. I have no idea, but it sounds like it. So
you got a bear on cocaine and just tearing people to shreds, from what I saw in the trailers.
It looks like it's going to be fun. That's my kind of movie.
It looks absolutely hilarious.
It does.
But what another bear movie that looks absolutely hilarious to me is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, let's just make a movie out of anything at this point. What's your favorite childhood show? I liked Winnie the Pooh. Fuck it, it's a horror film.
You know why? Because they've waited so long. They've actually had this from what I heard, they had this made a few years ago.
Yeah,
or at least most of it. They're waiting for the name to go to public domain.
Yeah, like Mickey Mouse is already public domain now too.
But you don't see that being used too much.
You will.
We will.
You will.
Sherlock Holmes becomes public domain here soon.
How is it not already public domain?
I don't know, but it wasn't in.
Dude, Will Ferrell made a Sherlock Holmes movie. I'm pretty sure it's public domain.
It's whoever owns the rights to it.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
People pay for those rights for so long. Then once those rights are up, it goes back to the public domain until someone picks up on those rights. You're looking it up, aren't you?
Oh, it's only for books.
Really?
Yeah, it's the books are until 2027. Everything else is already public domain.
I wonder if that means like interpretation on the books.
Reminder that U.S. and Canada are different here as well. So
True. That's for you guys up there, public domain for you guys, or is that actually U.S.
It
public
said for the U.S. the books are not public domain. 2027, because it's 100 years after it comes out that it enters the public domain.
And it's been 100 years since Mickey Mouse has hit. Because
Yep.
they're doing on one of their games, I believe it's called like the Emoji Blitz game. I saw that it was on Facebook. It was like an advertisement.
Idea,
it was an advertisement.
Man, only people in their 70s use Facebook, so it makes sense as to why you've seen this.
Hey, I've seen you on Facebook. I just haven't hit the friend request button.
I have a Facebook account, absolutely. You want to know what I get on Facebook? Messages from my grandparents and people I don't talk to.
You popped up as one of my suggested people after I became friends with Brian.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But you got 2 movies that are going to be pretty much blood and gore. And another blood and gore movie, Scream. That trailer just dropped this last week.
It looks really good, actually.
They are making a huge twist on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they going supernatural with this shit? Like, I don't know what's happening.
I feel like it's going to be almost like a cult thing.
I'm down for it, man.
It seems like it's becoming in the last few movies, you got to feel like there's almost a cult following to it in the actual broader world of their universe in the movie.
Oh, definitely.
So it makes sense.
I mean, that's the entire point of the film, like the films in the movies. Stabbed. There's a whole cult following around it. That's the whole point.
It's just, when is it going to be done? When are they going to say we're done with this series? Because Wes Craven ain't around anymore.
No, but the last movie did very well, and it looks like this one's going to be good. So,
but the last movie was almost direct to stream, which did well because
I mean, yeah, there's the middle of COVID though. You can't really.
No, can't. I'm not knocking on it. I'm just saying it's definitely going to be
like I've seen it in theaters.
Oh, I'll definitely see it in theaters. Along with Renfield.
Yeah, that looks pretty solid.
Nicolas Cage.
Yep.
Not the greatest actor, but when he does do certain roles, he's good at them.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of his, but there are a couple of films that he's done where I'm like, all right, that was all right. You know,
it's. I think this is just me being me. I would like to see a National Treasure 3 finally come out.
Never seen any of them. I'm sorry.
Ooh. Disney.
I'm not a movie buff, man. I'm not a movie buff.
We got so many. There's so many shows and movies coming out.
I know.
Because I've been stuck on watching Walking Dead again.
I loved The Walking Dead when it first came out, and I watched like the first 5 seasons, and I have never gotten past that.
I got to like season 4 and I stopped. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to finish the series. Just to know I finished it.
Right.
And then I got to go back and watch the rest of Flash and then the rest of Arrow. Actually, I finished Arrow, but
never watched any of those.
I just want to finish them.
No, fair enough. I get that. It's like a Game of Thrones for me.
I finished that a long time ago, and I like House of Dragons.
Oh, it's awesome, yeah.
Now, The Last of Us, the TV show.
Phenomenal. Episode 2 tonight.
Unfortunately, I got to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. I got to
Sucks to suck, dude.
I got to wake up Michael, too, to take him back to his mom's.
Dude, wake him up to watch the show.
He's not ready for that yet.
No, he's not ready for that yet, but...
that might terrify him a little too much.
Maybe.
But depending on how he handles it, he watched Deadpool the other day because it was on my Movies Anywhere app.
Okay.
And I have that app linked to his TV, and he's watching. I'm like, what? Who's watching Deadpool in the house? And I'm hearing his name. I'm hearing Wade Wilson or Ryan Reynolds' voice. I'm like, who's watching Deadpool? Thinking it's Katie upstairs in our bedroom watching it. No, it's Michael in his room watching. I'm like, I'm just going to let it go. If he starts repeating any of the crap from it, I'm going to blame his mother.
There you go.
But Deadpool 3 is coming out in the next, 2 years? 2024?
Yeah, somewhere it's coming out eventually. Hopefully, we don't see a bunch of delays on it. You know.
Another pandemic.
Yeah, here we go. Right.
Yeah, we don't need that again. But, going back to, you love scary movies.
Yes.
Not so scary, but more of a thriller. The Conjuring series.
Yeah, they're not bad. Definitely solid.
I feel like we're going to see another Conjuring coming out here soon.
Yeah, I don't really follow like upcoming releases or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's something in the works for sure.
Because those movies were just... They brought horror back to that spine-tingling thriller where you don't know what's actually going to happen.
Yeah, so there was all in like one little period there. We had The Conjuring and we had Insidious come out, which the Insidious films were a lot of fun, and they both did a really good job.
That the guy with the red and black face.
Yeah.
When he got revealed, that actually made me jump a little bit.
Not surprised. That was a good scene though. They did a good job at that.
Oh man. Just the anticipation of something happening, then it's gone. There's nothing happening. And they start building up that anticipation again. Just like a good horror video game. They brought that anticipation up, then just dropped it. And they saved all those big jump scares to when you weren't expecting it and they didn't have any build up towards it.
Exactly, yeah. That's why they worked so well though, right? It's not really a jump scare when they build towards it. Oh, here it comes. We have the music going and you know what to expect, you know?
And there's a theory behind it that they actually have like certain music that will hit certain like low frequency tones that make your body naturally react that way to feel you're on heightened alert.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, definitely not. It is just something completely different when watching a horror movie compared to an action movie.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Because you know something's going to happen always in an action movie because they're building up. You got that hardcore heavy music and it's like, the 50 cows going off. And you just see blood and gore everywhere.
Yeah.
Horror movie, I just don't know.
21 Jump Street. I don't know if you've seen those films where they did a good job of making fun of the whole action movie thing. Where they crashed into a truck and they thought it was going to explode and it didn't. And then they shot up this car and thought it was going to explode and it didn't. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Where's the explosion? And then like a guy runs into like a chicken and it explodes or something. And they're like, what fucking exploded? What the hell?
Or you think he's at the end. You thought that Schmidt was going to have a really good shot, like a shot to the chest or something. He ends up shooting him in the dick.
Yeah, exactly. Those are good movies.
Oh, man. The parody movies are great.
Oh, absolutely.
Parody movie, one of my favorite parody movies of all time is probably Young Frankenstein.
Sorry to say.
Oh, come on. You get... Okay, Spaceballs.
No.
Have you never seen a good Mel Brooks movie?
I've never even heard of Mel Brooks. You got to remember, you're like 45 years older than me, man.
There's only a 4-year age gap, sir. Not even. You'll turn 29 before I hit 33.
Yeah, so no, I never heard of these. I've never even heard of the first one, Young Frankenstein. I've never even heard of that.
It has Gene Wilder in it.
Don't even know who that is.
Have you seen? Is it Willy Wonka? The original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I never seen the one with Johnny Depp, but I know I seen the original like when I was a kid. But that was like
the
20 years ago.
Plays Willy Wonka. That's Gene Wilder.
Yeah, but that movie came out 40 years before I was even born.
I'm just saying who it is. So you know who it is.
So he was an old man already. I don't know.
You need to check out some of these older movies.
I don't think I do.
Yes, you do. I think you get a laugh out of them. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Never seen it.
Oh, man.
Anything that was made after like 1997, I probably haven't seen it, my dude.
Oh, you hurt me. Hurt me. Right here, right in my soul.
I'm sorry. I again, like I said, I'm not a big, movie buff, right? Like it's just not.
But you would know everything from the Attitude Era of the WWE.
I watched it. I grew up watching it. I didn't grow up watching Gene Wilder's asshole or whatever it was that you said.
We had the Attitude Era of the WWE that was coming out with some of these movies you probably should have seen. But now WWE is for sale.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that whole situation, man.
Vince McMahon screwed that up.
Yeah, let's I don't really, like I said, I don't really follow
You don't
the
follow it as
company.
much as you used to.
Yeah, I don't follow it anymore, but like I like the politics, right? I like seeing what's going on backstage. I like the who's getting fired, who's not, whatever, you know? And damn, there's a lot going on.
Vince McMahon made a bunch of mistakes during the pandemic. Pandemic era of watching wrestling was the worst. Worse than the 2000s decline of the SmackDown and Raw. Before John Cena hit it big.
Wait, when was this? I'm confused. John Cena hit it big in like 2004.
What? Right in between era of the Attitude Era coming to an end with the NWO being there and having that WCW versus ECW.
Yeah, so when I was 7.
But you get what I'm saying here. It's like that decline. Then
see, for me, that's a decline for you. For me, that was like top tier shit. We view it completely differently because of nostalgia, right?
Exactly. But I feel like the product's gotten better since Vince McMahon has left. Because you don't have that stagnant feel anymore.
I can't exactly comment on all of it, right? I just don't watch.
Do you remember?
I watched the Royal Rumble coming up next week. I know I'll be watching that.
I will be working
I love that
weekend, unfortunately.
Of course you will. I love the Royal Rumble. It's my favorite every year, but I don't watch much more than that.
Well, thankfully, Saturdays or Sundays, we don't go in until a little bit later.
Well, the pay-per-view's on Saturdays.
Yeah. So on since we don't go until like 7:30, because they're doing always system maintenance from 4:30 in the morning till 6 or 7:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So I don't have to be in until 7:30, so I'd probably be able to stay up and watch most of it. I'm old, like you keep saying and reminding me throughout this entire thing. I need my sleep, or I'm gonna have migraines.
Yeah, you're gonna be cranky.
I'm only cranky if I don't have coffee.
You know what? I've never had coffee.
I'm not recommending it to you. You're already too high strung sometimes. You already have too much energy.
I wake up, I jump in the shower, and I am ready to go for my day. I've never understood the whole I need my caffeine in the morning. I've never had that problem, right? So
I'm waking up at like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work. It's cold out. I want something warm to drink. Well, it's a little bit on the cooler side. More of that.
Fair enough.
Just to warm the body up, get something warm in your blood. You know what I mean? Kind of like if you're way too hot, you want a nice cold drink.
No.
You just don't care.
Don't care about what?
I'm saying when you've gotten hot and sweaty.
When I get hot and sweaty, room temperature water is all I want.
Really?
Yes. Is that weird? I thought that was normal.
Some people want... what is weird? What is normal?
Yeah, I guess.
Are we trying to put a definition on weird and normal here? That is not... that. We are not scholars. We're not philosophers.
No, very true. Very true.
We're definitely none of that. So we can never put a definition on that. It might be weird to me, but it's normal to you.
Exactly, yeah. We come from different countries, it's.
At least I don't call it soda.
Yeah, don't ever call it soda.
We'll probably make somebody... It's like, it is soda, not pop. That'll probably be the only comment on this entire thing.
It'll be by Just.
No.
Just to piss us off.
We'll just have to talk smack about the Boston Bruins and them going to tank this next year after they lose Bergeron and Pastrnak.
Are we surprised if that happens, though?
I feel like some of these teams that are spending a crap ton of money on their players just to keep them around past their expiration date is pretty much becoming like the Red Wings of old.
Yeah. But, look at how good they're doing, though.
They are, but look how good we were doing right before that happened.
They're gonna man. They could be all right for a few more years yet.
I would say,
when
Washington.
when we were done, we didn't have a Charlie McAvoy locked up. We didn't have Jeremy Swayman in net. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking more Washington Capitals and Pittsburgh Penguins are the now Red Wings of what was happening to us before we really dropped off.
Absolutely.
Aging players with too long of contracts, with too much money tied up.
Yeah.
It's just way too much. Oh, man.
Never know what's going to happen, man. We could be surprised. We could be watching Crosby lift the cup again this year.
Oh, that would be something absolutely nuts. I just don't see it. I can't see that.
Anything happens once you make the playoffs, man. Look at Montreal.
So before we get into our drop the gloves debate, what should other streamers do to become more noticeable? What should they do to improve upon themselves? Like the biggest mistakes you see with younger or newer streamers, or streamers that are older that are like Old Man Gaming. How much he has changed.
Yeah, no, you have to be unique, man. Like you cannot just be cookie cutter, right? Like you can't. People come into my stream, I'm not a pro player. I'm not a top player. People don't come to watch me be good at the game. They watch me be entertaining, right? Like that is my thing. I try to be funny. I try and be different than I don't know if you can see me, but your viewers will. If you go into a pro streamer, like a pro gamer, and they're playing NHL, this is all you see. Top of their head.
I hate to say this. Aves.
Yeah, great guy. Love Aves.
Oh, I love Aves. He's a great player. He's a nice person.
But yes, that they are so focused on the actual game themselves that while people are watching them because they're good at the game, there's no interaction with the chat. Right? And the chat is the important part of the stream. If you don't have the interaction, you don't build that community. You know what I mean?
I feel like that takes a lot. It takes a lot of practice to get used to that.
For sure. I've been a YouTuber for 7 years now almost.
And you started streaming on YouTube before you switched to Twitch.
Yeah, so I've been streaming for 3 years now. Like I'm used to this, you know?
That's one of the biggest things I had to overcome was being able to look back and forth like, okay, I got someone saying something, I reply back. I usually try to be pretty quick about it.
See, I have my setup, the way I have it set up is that I have to look slightly to the right, like less than half an inch to see my chat when I'm playing my game.
Unfortunately,
so I can read my chat and play at the same time.
I know I need to switch my setup around just to make it a little bit better for me. I'm going to move the screen I have you on right now. It's going to move over to my left-hand side so I can actually see it better.
Okay.
So I'm going to be switching that around, especially when I'm going to be. Once we get everything settled here, I'm going back to streaming. I'm going to start.
Right. Yeah.
It's just kids sick, constantly doing something, basketball practices.
The holidays there for a bit.
Holidays. It's like I'm too tired to do it, and I don't want to give half-ass or less than 100% of myself. I don't.
For sure.
I don't want to give anything less than 100%. And if someone is going to come do their, I'm not bad mouthing anybody when I say this. Always give 100% to what you do.
Yep.
Even if it's something as silly, what people will call silly as making a video on you sucking at franchise mode, which I did the other day.
Hey, fair enough.
Because the franchise sim is completely broken.
It absolutely is. You're not wrong.
Something I recommend is getting something you recommended to me. Good camera, good microphone. And
high quality shit.
High quality stuff that's not, but you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on getting high quality stuff.
No, not at all, no.
I think my camera was like maybe $30-40. My microphone's like $30-40.
Yeah, and that's all you need. It is. It's not. There's no secret to becoming like the best streamer in the world. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's luck. It is luck based. If something happens to you and people resonate with that, you're gonna get viewership. The more that things like that happen, the more viewership you're gonna get. Unfortunately, I've seen people stream for 5-6 years and still have 1 to 2 viewers. You know what I mean?
it's not about the viewers to me. It's about entertaining the masses.
Right.
And even if I only have 3 or 4 people in there at a time, because most of the time when I stream, you, Henrique, and Sleeves are on. So most of my viewers that come watch me are with you guys.
Right, yeah.
You guys are doing the packs. I'm not a fan of doing packs. I'm just here to play the game, enjoy myself, talk, hang out, and hopefully entertain them and talk.
Right. Oh, for sure. Whereas for me, packs are kind of my job.
You're addicted.
I'm addicted to money, all right? I think we're gonna get into this real quickly here, all right? We're gonna get into this because like I can say this and not a lot of people are gonna hear the podcast, and I don't care if people hear it. But like, the truth is, when I'm opening packs, I gotta make sure that the pack opening is going to be at least 8 minutes long, no matter what. Otherwise, I don't make money on the YouTube video. So when I go, we'll do one more, I'm just double checking that we're gonna be over that 8 minute.
It's all about the algorithm for YouTube.
Yep. It is. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. Yes.
That's why when I try to keep my franchise videos between 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
Because if I can keep it somewhere between, I know I can keep a lot of those people that, not a lot, but those few people that do watch it, they see it. But it's not too long where they can pause it, take breaks. Like, oh man, this is a 2-hour freaking video. Because
yeah,
how many times have we done franchise and it's almost 2.5 hours? I think I did one that was 3.5 the other day, but then I lost.
I'm warning you right now. This podcast is already over 2 hours, so
1:47.
Yeah, so this is like a 3-parter.
Yeah, but
part 1, 2, and 3.
I'm just throwing it up there. I think the only thing I have to edit out is the me being stupid and having the wrong screen up instead of your face. But you know what? Screw it. You know what? Unedited raw footage. We're going in raw dog, people. Wait.
That's what you want.
You know what? I'd rather them see the unedited version of me because that's the person I am.
That's fair. I like that.
Because fuck editing. I hate editing. But I'd rather them see me make the mistakes the first time through. I don't need a one-taker. Like some people like, oh, you gotta do it on one take. Gotta do it on one take. No, don't have to do it on one take. I'd rather
you know how many mistakes I make in a day?
I lose count.
It is painful.
And Katie reminds me of all the mistakes I make daily because she's perfect.
Of course she is.
That's how women...
So is Becca.
Hey, you know what? I'll admit this. I'm not the breadwinner in my household.
And that's fair.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, whatever, man.
She works her ass off. Don't get me wrong. I do too. She makes.
See, here's the thing. Becca makes a lot of money, and I don't. I don't do anything. So
you got your stream. All day. You got your stream.
Yeah, man. I just sit here and play video games all day. It's fucking awesome.
So our last thing we're doing here. Drop the gloves debate.
What are we talking? Where are we going with?
We got 3 different ones. We got Bertuzzi.
Trade him.
The John Cena or Edge.
Edge.
The Simpsons or South Park.
South Park is not even close.
Which one do you want to hit? Because we can save. We can hit 2 of them. We can hit 1 of them. We can hit all 3. Or we can save.
We look. We talk a lot of hockey. We're both Wings fans. Are we keeping Bertuzzi or not? Let's talk about Bertuzzi.
I don't think. If we keep him, we got to keep him for a cheap deal. However, if you can't get him for a cheap deal, pass on him.
Ship him off.
Ship him off.
I don't think he's part of the future.
He could be. He could. Like I said, I'm going to advocate for him in some ways. He could be a part of this team if he can keep himself healthy. He has to play the lone style.
Yeah.
Which is neutral zone defense first, then offense. Because you can stop him in the neutral zone, as Malone said, you got the game in control.
Right.
But Bertuzzi has not adapted to that. And That's why he's getting himself hurt.
Yeah,
He's playing hero on the defensive side too much.
he's already gotten hurt 3 times this year. That's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
But why trade him? Why do you want to trade him? So, like, what are we going to trade him for? What are we going to get? We're going to have to almost sell.
So here's my thought process, right? Tyler Bertuzzi. We're probably not going to get much for him at this point. But we've already gone into difficult contract negotiations with him in the past.
Went to
We're
arbitration.
going to need cap space for the future. And with the revelation of Jonathan Berggren, with Marco Casper coming up next year, and whoever else may make it. Look at Amadeus Lombardi in the for Flint.
Ooh. Yeah.
He's playing out of his mind. Like, we have players who are going to need roster spots eventually, and we're going to need contracts for these players. And I don't see Bertuzzi in 3-4 years with the type of style he plays consistently still putting up 30 goals.
I feel like if he can learn the play style, he's willing to come to the table and say, I will take a 2-year deal at 3.
Never going to happen. Never going to happen. He's not taking less than what he makes now.
He's going to have to. If he wants to play for any team, he's going to have to take less.
No, absolutely not. Hey, look, gloves are off, my man. You're fucking wrong. You are wrong.
What team's going to pay him? Who's going to pay him?
He's getting at least 6 on the open market.
You think he's going to get 6 on the open market with his health?
At least 6, if not more. Yes.
I don't see it happening. I don't see him getting 6.
I don't see him getting less than 6.
I'm saying 4 max.
He scored 30 goals last year. He's
played 15 games.
This season, like, they're not going to look at this season. This season means nothing to them. This is the future we're talking about, and what he's been able to can he replicate his past? Right?
He hasn't been showing that when he has been on the ice. Even when he started out the season fine.
It doesn't matter. Look at Nail Yakupov. Look at how many chances he got.
He got too many.
Bertuzzi is one of those players like a Brad Marchand, right? You hate him. But if he's on your team, you love him. He is going to be somebody on a playoff team that aggravates the fuck out of the other team. That alone is worth money. Then he has hands. He hits. He's somewhat decently defensively, and he scored 30 goals. Yeah, he's getting a contract.
I just don't see him getting a contract anywhere else for more than maybe 3 or 4. Just the way the season's gone.
We can bet money on this, and I will say he'll get at least 6.5. And it'll be like a 4 or 5 year deal.
You know what? I got season tickets for next year. I will let you and Tactics use my seats if you are wrong. Or if you're right. If
I'm wrong, let's do it.
No. If you're right, and he gets 6 mil somewhere, 6 mil. It has to be more than 6 mil or more.
Yep.
I'll let you guys pick a game that you guys want to go on my season tickets.
Let's do it. Hell yeah. And if I'm wrong?
I have no clue. There's not a lot of things I want in life anymore. I got my season tickets, I got my health back.
If I'm wrong, I'll be on the next. I'll be a guest on the podcast recurring. You can have me 4 or 5 times.
Oh, instead of the 1 or 2 that we talked about.
Yeah, you can just, hey, I need somebody for the podcast, and I will drop everything, and I will be there for it.
Speaking of the next one, I might have someone already lined up for the next one.
Let's go. It is Bob Barker. Come on down.
No. It's going to be, I'm going to post it after he gets to see it. He wants to see how this goes first. But it's another person that does a podcast that's post it into your Discord. It's one of the mods.
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about.
I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
Leave anticipation.
Fair enough.
You know what? We're going to make sure I'm putting a check mark next, or a little asterisk next to this, because this is money on the table right now, technically, between us.
Yep.
And it's on recording.
Also want to point out, just throwing this out there, do I think we should give him that much money? Absolutely not. Is he worth that much money? Probably not. But is he going to get that much? Definitely.
I hope not.
Franz Nielsen got a 5x5. All right.
That was the mule was good when he last before he got hurt.
No, that's not Franz. No, that's Johan Franz.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I was thinking the mule. That's Holland though. For you.
And Ken Holland is still in the league, my friend.
Hey, look what he's going to do with Connor McDavid when he comes up. 2027, 2028 season. Connor McDavid's gone if Holland's still there.
Probably. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think anyone would be shocked.
Well, that one's going to have to be tabled for another time, because if that actually happens, I owe you tickets. And if it doesn't, we got a recurring guest here, ladies and gentlemen.
I was wrong about Franz Nielsen, by the way. He didn't get a 5x5.
It was like
he got a 5.25x6.
Oh my god!
And this was what, 8 years ago?
Yeah,
7 years ago. Bertuzzi's getting 6, no problem. He's
still in our cap as buyout penalty.
Yeah, is this his last year?
Believe it's his last year. Or next year's his last. No, Abdicator has a few more years at a mill, and I think this year's last year for Franz.
Okay.
Because it wasn't just a few years ago that Franzen came off.
Yeah, and Zetterberg.
Zetterberg was like 2 mil, wasn't it? For like last year. It wasn't that much.
Dude, Kevin Hayes makes like $8 million a year. You're telling me you don't think Bertuzzi is getting 6?
Nope.
My dude.
If a GM's stupid enough to do, shit, we do have Ken Holland out there. He'll probably give it to him. You're banking on him to do it.
If it's not Ken Holland, it's going to be somebody else. I'm telling you right now.
It's got to be one of the teams that are tanking. That's going to pay him that much.
No, it's not. It's going to be a team that competes. Bertuzzi's the type of guy you want to have in a like when you're in the playoffs.
If he can make it to the playoffs and stay healthy for the playoffs.
For sure.
Watch.
But if he does...
First game with the new team, he gets hurt.
Hey,
and he's out for the rest of the season.
So be it. Mike Green syndrome. Whatever.
Ooh. Loved Mike Green.
Loved him.
He was great.
Feel bad for Edmonton in that deal.
Hey, he wanted to follow Ken Holland around, so...
Yep, there you go.
Hey, Bertuzzi might follow it too.
Bro, why my favorite player for the Spitfires isn't playing tonight?
Who?
Oliver Peer.
Really?
I've seen the sheet here. Windsor's playing shorthanded. Wow. Really shorthanded.
Are they playing at home or away?
They're away.
Oh, wow.
You're only dressing 16.
Wow.
Yikes.
That's really shorthanded.
Yeah.
Looks like a lot of guys are getting extra ice time.
Probably going to lose tonight. That being said, they still haven't lost 10 games in regulation yet this year, so they can afford it.
One game ain't going to hurt them as long as it might be a sickness going through. It's that time of year, man.
Yeah, there's 5 players that are scratched. One of them is because of suspension. 2 of them are injured, but I don't know about the other 2. So.
Suspension for what?
So in the OHL, you're only allowed to fight so many times a season, and he has exceeded that.
Oh,
he got in a fight the other game, and yeah.
All right, makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
It is what it is.
Now, the one that we kind of had struggles to get to for Drop the Gloves was arguing best wrestler, because we both picked The Undertaker.
Both of us went with Taker, yeah,
And I had a brain fart, and I picked John Cena, and then you're like, Shawn Michaels, and then you switch to Edge.
Yeah.
Because there's no arguing against Shawn Michaels or Undertaker. Honestly, there's not.
I agree with that. They're both,
Especially their WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels is known as Mr. WrestleMania for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
He is the show. He has all those nicknames for a reason.
Yep.
But John Cena is known as Big Match John and has pulled off some of the best pay-per-view numbers in years. He's one of the more consistent wrestlers until the last 3 or 4 years with his acting career now. He's had to shoulder the load of being the company's face for years until Roman Reigns was actually able to get off the drugs and a pet issue. He had a pet issue.
Okay.
He got suspended for peds at one point. But John Cena's always been there, always come back when he's absolutely needed. Edge got hurt. He was great for when he lasted. But other than putting Mick Foley through a table and burning his scrotum, what has he actually done for the WWE?
I would argue that he's been one of the best heels of all time. 100%. He is one of those guys that everyone hated, and you couldn't help but love him at the same time.
CM Punk did the same thing.
And CM Punk's highly regarded as one of the best, is he not?
He's also labeled as a problem child.
Sure. Sure, put that out there. Edge, whether face or heel, whether championship match or a throwaway match on Raw, was always entertaining.
Don't get me wrong, he was entertaining, especially his sex show and his small package that he showed to the live audience.
There you go.
And you know what? Funny thing is, John Cena interrupted that too. God damn. Those two are always interconnected. And that's a rivalry I'd like to see. If John Cena became full-time again, Edge was full-time again, that's a rivalry that should never end.
But I agree. Okay, so let's talk John Cena then. Let's get off the topic of Edge and talk about how John Cena may be the most overrated of all time.
I will say that he has been put on a platform that he probably didn't deserve to be on at first. He got punished when he needed to be punished for overstepping his bounds. But he always figured out how to do it right the next time. He didn't continuously make the same mistakes over and over again. He's not overblown. He took skills that most people did not have or were willing to show on TV. How many, besides Vanilla Ice, how many guys do you think were willing to get on TV and be a white rapper in that era?
My man, I was more entertained by Funaki than I was John Cena.
Oh.
Funaki, the Hurricane, they had shitty gimmicks. They made it work. John Cena made his work, right? And then he went into this gimmick of hustle, loyalty, respect. Yeah, fun, fair play. I love everybody. And it lasted 17 years. Because he couldn't do anything else.
He doesn't want to turn heel because he has those kids to... He has the kids that he wants to make sure that they always know he's got their back. He doesn't want to destroy that side of him.
That's a brutal way of looking at it, in my opinion.
But think about it this way. He's done so much for not just the WWE, but the Make-A-Wish community.
That's great. That's great. Amazing for him. That's not what this is about. Who is the greatest in-ring performer? The Undertaker's number one, correct?
Undertaker and Shawn.
Shawn Michaels is up there. When you think, hey, what was John Cena's best match? Go. What was his best match? What's your favorite match with John Cena?
Shawn Michaels versus John Cena.
Which was?
WrestleMania.
When?
2000
How long ago?
And 2005?
So we're talking 20 years ago.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, are you asking what his last good match was in the last...
I can't think of any John Cena matches where I sit there and go, wow, that was a good match. I can't. It's all the same shit every single time. Even his matches with The Rock. It's always the same thing. I'm down and out. I can't do it. Oh, I powered out of it. I did it. Every time. The feel-good story only works for so long. And this isn't his fault. This is WWE's fault.
You know what? No, that's not right. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania.
I apologize. I probably didn't watch at this point.
John Cena versus Bray Wyatt was... I almost unplugged myself there for a second. I put my hand down and karate chopped my headphones and my... Ouch.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
That hurt my ears for a second. But John Cena versus Bray Wyatt was a great storytelling. There's more to a match than just I'm going to put it this way. Have you seen what Roman Reigns done recently?
No, I don't watch anymore.
Okay.
I've said that a dozen times today.
I don't know
But
if
you don't listen to what I say because you don't like when I speak, because I only speak the truth.
No, you just need to respect your elders.
Well, I would respect my elders if they could actually hear me without using hearing aids.
Hey, I'm partially deaf. Get over it.
I'm sorry.
But the storytelling is what matters.
For sure. And okay, so before you continue, the storytelling of Shawn Michaels versus John Cena, right?
Yes.
That's your favorite match with them?
Yep.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels was the storytelling of that, just like it was the storytelling of the match with The Undertaker.
They both did that together. You can't have good storytelling without two people actually having good chemistry.
I legitimately cannot. I watched wrestling for a very long time. I watched thousands of matches in my life. I cannot name a single match by John Cena. I can't even name a match by John Cena that I thought was good. Not with Batista, not with The Undertaker, and not I just can't. I cannot name one that I enjoyed, except for his ones with Edge. Where are we going with this? Edge was the outlier. Shocking. Because it was Edge.
That was the whole point of his name. He was edgy.
He was sexy.
You just like those long locks.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Oh, is that you? Your white flag there? Just finally agreeing with me.
No, that was the sound of John Cena's horns as you stare up from the mat, looking at the lights, getting your 3-second tan. He doesn't know how to rap either, by the way.
All right, I'd like to hear your closing argument for Edge, sir.
Edge, I'll put it this way, all right? Edge was he's not that big-bodied guy, right? He's not, when Cena broke into the WWE, he was ripped as fuck. So, Vince McMahon obviously had a hard-on for him. Let's be real. Edge didn't have that type of body. He was ripped, but he wasn't, he was not Brock Lesnar. He was not Bobby Lashley. Yeah, he made it work. Did he not? He wasn't handed fuck all to the company, whereas I feel like John Cena was just like, hey, you're all we got, so let's push you to the moon. Edge, amazing face, amazing heel. He won the first Money in the Bank. He made it what it is. Set people on fire. He was a absolute piece of shit, but everyone loved him because he could put on an amazing match and had amazing storytelling. John Cena, on the other hand, like I said, yeah, I can't really name. Hey, remember when he buried the Nexus? That was great. Good for him. There you go. That's why he's the best, right? Because he couldn't put anyone over. Okay.
Oh. He's been more willing to put over people in the last few years. You know that.
Yeah, I wonder why. He's 77. He's walking out. He has a walker. He's going out there to the ring going, do. Hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up. I'll get there eventually. He's taking longer than The Undertaker to get to the fucking ring during his entrance. See that bald spot in his head, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm okay with it. It's an age thing.
No, absolutely. It happens, right?
He owns it. He's at least owning it.
Yeah, like, absolutely. Good for him. That's, you know what? I give him more props for that than anything he did in the actual. Yes, I'm being harsh. That's the whole point of this, by the way.
I know. Dude, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, but if John Cena listens to this, because we're super famous and everything.
John Cena will probably find out where I live and done F5. No, that's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. You like John Cena so much, you think he's so good, you can't even name his fucking finishing move. Yeah, the conversation's over. I win this debate. Move on.
Because it used to be called the FU. I had to.
Yeah, back in the 40s.
Oh my god. Wasn't that when it was called the FU and it was still WWF, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was called the FU because it was like a parody of the F. No, it was a parody of the F5.
Him and Brock Lesnar broke out. No, Brock Lesnar broke out first.
Yeah, and then they feuded, and he's like, "Oh, I got my move, the FU." Ha ha ha! I get it.
Now it's called the Attitude Adjustment. That's what it is.
Yeah,
because he has so many different finishers now.
Yeah, he's got the fucking Punch of Doom or something like that. Like,
Yeah, that was something he did that for a movie because he was working with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you with my Punch of Doom, the greatest of all time, by the way.
It's like the Kevin Nash's finger poke of doom.
Yeah, exactly.
Which Kevin Nash hates that. He thought it was the worst
him.
gimmicky thing ever.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I think this one's going to be a little bit more fun. Simpsons versus South Park.
It's not even close, right? Like, South Park is so much better.
Yeah, they have to use unnecessary profanity to get their show across. Simpsons have been able to do longevity of taking actual real-world things. Besides Jersey Shore. That was what your claim to fame, and the poop. Having poop talk. Talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what your whole thing is on? You got Mr. Hanky over there?
Howdy ho. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Hear me out. The Simpsons was very good for a very long time. I haven't watched it, and I don't know anyone who's watched it in 20 years.
Hi, I'm right here. I've watched it in the last few.
Oh, have you?
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you're okay, but you're watching the new episode every Sunday. You're getting excited, getting your fucking popcorn and pajamas.
Nope, I'm lazy. I don't wait. Only shows I'll wait on to come out every week is like Game of Thrones, or now it's
Last of Us,
House of Dragons,
yep.
Which it will come out like 2 years from now.
2020, 2035, something like that.
Whatever.
We'll get it eventually, yeah.
Well, not if Discovery has their way.
Yeah.
Well, we'll not even get into that this time. The thing is, I'd never wait. I never watch shows where I have to wait.
I don't blame you.
I wait till all of it comes out, and then I'll binge watch it.
So you're telling me right now you binge watched the last season of The Simpsons?
Not yet. I'm still catching up.
Catching up from what season? What are you at?
18.
You haven't watched half the series, and you're advocating that it's better than another.
Remember, I wasn't living in the U.S. for part of my life.
I don't give a day. Listen. That's not part of the debate, my man. I understand and I respect everything you do. But guess what? We're having a debate. And if you haven't watched something, you can't advocate for something.
Yes, I can.
No. Hey, what's your favorite OHL team? What's your favorite OHL team?
I don't have one.
You don't have one? Why is that?
Because I don't know all the OHL teams.
Just like you haven't seen all the Simpsons episodes. Case in point, end the discussion. Thank you very much.
End the discussion. It's definitely not even close to end the discussion. You don't have to be caught up on everything. Do you know how
this is the best show ever? Yeah. Do you know what? Game of Thrones was the best show ever, right? Game of Thrones was fucking incredible, and guess what happened at the end? It fell apart.
It fell apart because it didn't do it right.
And the Simpsons hasn't been doing it right for 20 years.
Are there some episodes that are worse than others? Yes. Does there still have great episodes here and there throughout those seasons? Yes. But you know how hard on living on a low income when before streaming was even popular. Where could you watch where could you watch all 30 seasons?
Hey, again, I love you, dude. Don't bring that into this. That's not what the debate is. It's
I'm just saying, where could you watch all 30 seasons?
Cartman didn't bring you down. Cartman didn't force you to not be able to watch it, so don't bring that into it. Where are you going to watch all 30 seasons?
Where now? Where could you watch it back in the mid 2010s?
No. Yeah. If you cared, you would have found it. You would have bought the DVDs.
Too expensive for where I was living at the time.
Okay, too expensive. Absolutely fair. Again, not bringing this in. That's not part of the conversation.
You're just changing the whole thing on us here.
No.
You're trying to flip the script and win.
There is no script to be flipped. It is, hey.
It was a metaphor.
Hey, so what's your favorite console between the two I'm going to give you right now, right? Just hear me out. Do you like the Atari Safari or the Nintendo 67? What one do you like more?
Neither exist.
You pick one. Pick one.
That's not even realistic.
I don't give a shit. Pick one.
What does this have?
Do you want the Atari Safari or the Nintendo 67?
I'll take the Atari Safari.
All right, so you're going to enjoy yourself with the Atari Safari, all right? But guess what? So you have your console, and it's your favorite console, right? But you've only played like 4 games on it, right?
Okay.
Where I have the Nintendo 67, and I've played a dozen games, and I like all dozen games. Who here is sitting here going, oh, I really like my console? We both are, right? We both like what we like, but at the end of the day, I'm getting more enjoyment out of one because I've watched it all. And you have no idea what's actually happening over with your console, which is an absolute mess. The Atari Safari getting fucked by a cheetah.
It's like so, you threw me off with getting fucked by a cheetah. The fact that I'm not caught up doesn't mean it's still not a good show to me.
Hey, no, The Simpsons is a great show. It is.
Not saying I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of South Park.
Okay, that's fair. But you can't say that The Simpsons is better than something if you haven't actually watched it. Have you watched all of South Park?
A good chunk of it. I'm not caught up.
Have you seen? Okay, no. This is good. This is good. You're not caught up, right?
Yeah.
You have no place in this debate. I'll show you the door. Thank you. Mic drop, motherfucker.
You, sir, are an asshole.
I sure am. But hey, I win debates. Hell, you know what? I could be totally wrong about something, but I'll just argue about nothing until I win. And that's basically what's happening here. Do you give up yet?
The whole point of this drop the gloves thing is for not me to win. It's just for me to look like a complete ass.
Hey, it's working. Let's go. It's okay. I look like an asshole, so.
I don't care.
Neither do I.
The whole point of this is so that this whole entire podcast, the whole point to me is so people can see the different side of us. Right. It is not for, this is us talking about what we like, what we want, our opinion is, and for them to see a little bit a different side of us. Because we've hit things that we didn't even talk about earlier.
No, yeah, we was been shooting the shit for 3 hours.
But thing is, most podcasts are anywhere from like really good podcasts I listen to, or anywhere from an hour and 45 minutes to almost 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Click this podcast, which is Kevin Nash's podcast.
Okay.
I'll bring that up. I don't know if you listen to it or not.
I do not.
It's good, and guess what? It's over 2 hours long most of the time.
Yeah.
And that's without ads.
Speaking of, this podcast is sponsored by Aunt Jemima.
Oh, God. No, there is no sponsors for this. I'm not sponsored by anybody because I'm not affiliated with anybody anymore. Thank
Good.
God.
Fuck sponsorship. Fuck ads. By the way, watch all the ads on this video.
Yeah, I want to. I'm happy that I left when I did.
Yeah.
Because they were not going to support anything that I was going for.
Fair enough.
So, not going to badmouth them. They're great people. Don't get me wrong. Always willing to check in on each other and everything else, but wasn't for me. What's that look for?
Something's missing off my desk, and I don't know what it is.
Well, it could be that you didn't go to the game last night and got your Nick Lidstrom bobblehead.
Yeah, that could be it. No, actually, there's a whole. So I have my Twitch partner, water bottle. I guess they sent me. I don't know. And then I have it next to my Team of the Year award that I got from EA. And in between, there's usually something there, and there's just a big gap of nothing, and it bothers the fuck out of me. I don't know what it could be. Oh, maybe it's my Twitch partner socks.
I'm sorry. I'm still an affiliate.
You'll get there.
You know who surprised me that got to partner so quickly?
Me.
Well, besides you. Old Man Gaming. I'm giving him a shout out on here.
Is he a partner?
He's actually on his path to partner.
Hell yeah, good for him.
He was averaging anywhere when he was doing his subathon from anywhere between 65 and over 100 viewers.
That's awesome. Good for him.
He was going for 40 some odd days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't stream at night after a certain point, but he still had his stream running. He's done a lot from being only having like one or two to becoming huge.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Give another shout out to Osho getting back into it.
Yes, good guy.
Love seeing him back. And then Fluffy, miss seeing him.
Yeah,
His
for
streams.
sure. Yeah.
Wish him better. Wish him well. Fucked up shit. And then hope to see Captain Sully again here soon.
He was back for a bit there. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. Him and I were supposed to do something, but things happened. I don't know what. But
yeah.
But hopefully he's doing well. Shout out to also Henrique and Sleeves for rating me a few times this last year. I appreciate those guys. You, especially Thrash, you've rated me almost every other Friday.
Yeah.
When I was
I try to.
But also
I try to.
When you raid me, it's usually about 30 minutes later I'm raiding somebody else that's smaller than myself.
Right, so.
Oh, our goal is always to help out the community, regardless of how we're a small community. But I think that is about it, and that's about wrapped up everything for us here. We've been here for about 2.5 hours, actually over 2.5 hours, because this video call has been going on, what, 3?
Yep.
Then
Light and the Glory's about to drop. I gotta get going. I gotta get that going. Shit. I didn't realize how late it was.
Oh shit. My bad, man. I appreciate you being here, Thrash, and I hope everybody else appreciates it doing this episode. Do we want to talk about trade deadline, possibly doing a podcast for that?
I don't know. Reek brought it up as well, so I gotta figure out what we're doing.
Even if it's just
I don't know. I don't know if you want to do something afterwards. Instead of doing like a live, like, hey, because we're not going to be able to react to trades because we don't know when they're going to happen.
I was going to say more of like a recap.
Yeah, exactly. So if we were to do it after the trade deadline, absolutely.
Because I have that entire weekend off. We can actually let everything settle, let the dust settle a little bit. Maybe wait till like Saturday afternoon or something like that.
Right, and then give our thoughts on everything that happened.
Because I got, the person I got, I'll send it to you Discord after this, but he's bigger into hockey than both of us, it seems.
Oh, let's go. Hell yeah.
So, next one is going to be either going to be a big NFL stream or not big NFL stream, but a big NFL podcast or a big NHL podcast where we mainly talking about the two different sports.
Yeah.
Movies and games like more. And we'll actually hit music next time since Thrash and I don't hit at the same wavelength for music.
Sorry. My bad.
I'm old. You're young. It's okay. Even though I'm pretty sure Avenged Sevenfold, Hail to the King is still one of my favorite songs.
Absolutely. Love it.
Because that's going to be my walkout song when I go fight Conor McGregor next year. But Thrash, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to wrap this up along with... And this has been fun. Even though they'll probably be like, these guys assholes are stupid.
Oh, probably. But hey, that's fine.
But guys, for whoever makes it through this entire video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out my links below. Also, Thrash's links in Discord will be in the area below as well. I fucked that up, but I don't care.
That's fine. Leave it in, man.
I'm going to. It's going all raw.
I like it raw.
Yeah. But we're ending it. I'm done recording.